Good evening, Syed. Yes, Karthik. So meeting you all after the long weekend. Tehseen, Taran, Tarun. So we have Taran, we have Tarun also. So Hema, good evening. Good evening to all of you. So the username test. Um, what's your actual name? In morning batch also we have. Okay, so same Sushmit you have joined. Okay. See if it is beneficial for you. Otherwise, you can just revise whatever we have understood in the morning, and then you may attend tomorrow's class. It's up to you. Pressure group is a topic of GS paper 2. These are the group of people who have some agendas, put pressure on the government to achieve their interests. Yes, Shalu, we are discussing the same topic that we have discussed in the morning batch also. So we are going with the same thing. So, hi, hello, namaste. Welcome to you all for the class of Ethics, Integrity, and Aptitude. Hope you have enjoyed your weekend, and we had a long weekend, 3 days of weekend. So, how was your weekend? And as a part of our last 6 sessions, we have given some homeworks like watching videos. Hope you have done. Just cross check actually what are the videos that you have completed and what did you learn from them. Just a small recap of that, or reminder. If you have not watched any of these videos, please consider watching it. So the two important TED talks we have suggested. So one is D Rupa IPS and also Armstrong Pame IAS. In generally from the day one we have been highlighting these issues, like at the local level examples, actually the Sarpanch level examples. We have we wanted you to watch a video on Piplantree and then Odandurai. There are interesting videos are available related to Jadov Payeng and Dashrath Manji. Hope you have watched a documentary called Anandvan that talks about Bhabha Amte. And there are videos are available about his son Prakash Amte. Again, as you're all preparing for the All India Civil Services, we will make sure that we cover the diverse states examples across India. So Piplandra is from Rajasthan, Odandura is from Tamil Nadu. The person Jadov Payeng, do you remember, from Assam? Dashrath Manji from Bihar. Baba Amte and Prakash Amte from Maharashtra. D. Rupa IPS officer from Karnataka cadre. Armstrong Pame from Manipur. So these are few examples that we have given. So hope you have covered all these important videos along with others. Have you covered any other videos? So Mustaba, D. Rupa, an upright and courageous personality. Okay. Hi sir, good evening. I really mind blowing. I get a goosebumps while watching the both D. Rupa IPS officer and Armstrong Pames. Thank you very much for the suggestion of these videos. Okay, Chandrasekhar. So what did you learn from them? Tehseen has watched all these videos. They're good. Sir, is it okay if we need to write some quotes in the answer? We neither remember the writer, nor the quotes properly. However, we can just mention the meaning of the quotes anyway. So Arvankaru. So one of the username Arvankaru wants to ask this question. Oh, I will answer this definitely. So we have been answering this. Maybe you missed in one of our previous classes. Whenever a statement you are writing in the form of code, if you know the exact statement and the name of the author, then please write within the quotes. Be the change you want to see in others. If you feel this is the exact statement, and if it is exact statement within the quotes, Mahatma Gandhi. Now you don't know the exact statement, but you are paraphrasing it, but you know the content, overall essence of the statement, but don't know the exact words, then you should not use the quotes, but still you can use it in the answer. As rightly said by APJ Abdul Kalam, if you want to create a corruption free society, there are three members of the society who play a very important role: their father, mother, and teacher. No, these are not the exact words, but the essence is same. Now, even if you don't know the author who has given this code, but still you can write it. So like, when you are writing without the author, it is like your own statement. If you want to bring any changes in the society or positive changes in the society, the parents and teachers play a crucial role. That becomes your own statement. That's all. So all these are allowed. So Vaishnav also read about an IAS officer, Anuradha, who played an important role in the polio eradication. Okay, that's good. PPT 7, PPT 8, ERM 6. What is this, Sudesh? Which codes you are giving to whom? I learned from them about the ethics and the dare to fight against the corruption, and we stick to our goal and not afraid to transfer. That's a good lesson, Chandrasekhar. Okay. So, yes, Sudhamurthi's video is also, if you have watched actually, that is good initiation. So, a few more videos that you may consider watching is Sudhamurthy. If you just type Sudhamurthy, Infosys Foundation or Devadasi system and Sudhamurthy, these keywords in YouTube, you will also get some videos where she explained her efforts in empowering the Devadasis, the ex-Devadasis. Okay, friends. So, any doubts before we go ahead? Actually, we have 2 more minutes. If you have any doubts or something, you can ask. No issues, Sudesh. I understood. Okay, so thank you. So, as friends, any doubts from our 6 sessions? The previous 6 sessions, you have any doubts? No doubts. Okay, then let's we start today's topic. Yes, friends, please listen to this. If you remember, we have started our journey with the civil service values in our last session. So we have started with civil service values, the qualities that is required for a civil servant. Civil service values. We discussed that integrity is one of the important quality that is required, that is following the ethics in our life. Then along with integrity, you should have dedication. So we discussed dedication as highest level of commitment. We understood what is commitment. It is not just important that we have dedication. We need to bring this in our subordinates or other employees in the organization. And that is why we discussed about healthy work culture also. Let us we start with this question. I'll read this first slide. Please listen to this actually, because you will be, we'll leave you with the second slide, but the content of first slide is very important. So please listen to this. You are a no nonsense, honest officer. You have been transferred to a remote district to head a department that is notorious for its inefficiency and carelessness. You find that the main cause of the poor state of affairs is the indiscipline of a section of employees. They do not work themselves and also disrupt the working of others. You first want the troublemakers to mend their ways or else face disciplinary action. When the warning had little effect, you issued a show cause notice to the ringleaders. As a retaliatory measures, These troublemakers instigated a woman employee amongst them to file a complaint of sexual harassment against you with the Women's Commission. Let us we understand this in simple words. So in this case study, if we are writing this, whoever is writing, so who am I? I am the head of the department. I have recently transferred to a remote district. In that department, there is a section of employees, a group of employees who are indisciplined, inefficient, stone-hearted people. They don't work themselves, they also disturb the working of other people. As a head of the department, organization, what you have done, you have given a warning. Say, Mr. and Miss, you have to behave well. You have to do your proper duty. You have to do your duty properly. And other warning you have given, but that warning had no impact. So normally, as a procedure, before we take a disciplinary action against any employee, what is the disciplinary action? Can be suspending a person, delaying the promotion, sometimes the demotion. We will issue a show cause notice. That is, like suppose if you are my subordinate as an higher authority, I'm giving you notice. So tell me some reason or the causes why I should not take a disciplinary action against you. You are doing all of this. Now, as a subordinate, when I receive this, actually, I need to give clear explanation why it happened, what is this, and everything. Either I'm not giving the explanation, or if you're not satisfied with my explanation, you can take a strict action as a higher authority if you are the higher authority. Now, as an higher authority, I have sent a show cause notice. Normally, they should have responded by giving the answer, but what they've done, they have convinced a woman employee among themselves. She went to the Women Commission and filed a sexual harassment case against me. Hope this is clear to you. Okay, this you have to remember. Now, please listen to this for some time without going further. So, this is the second part of the question. I want you to read this on your own and then understand what is the exact demand of the question, what this question is expecting from you. Okay, the first one. The second one is, what is the actual answer or the final course of action? When we say answer, actually, what is that final course of action? How do you respond here, answer or the response? What is your response in this situation? And finally, structure of answer. So what is the structure? What do we write in introduction, body, conclusion, and everything? Please think about this. So the first 2 minutes, it is advised that first 2 minutes, please read, understand, do some brainstorm and everything, and then present it here. Now, only for this particular session or this section, we are making your comments public. So that please write your own explanation. First, you have to write your own explanation. Then observe how your friends are writing. So your time starts now. Take 2 minutes to read, brainstorm and everything. Then type and send it to the team or send it here in the comment section. If any words, if you are not able to understand, you need to understand from the context. Sakshi. That is why, Vivek, I told you, you have to remember the content. I've explained in brief. So there are others who has to read this and understand. Good. Those who have come up with final answer, think of the demand of the question, the structure, and other details, please. Once you have given your answer, please check your competitors or classmates, peer group, however you consider them. Good attempts. So we are getting some new perspectives from the different aspirants. So please observe them, and you can also evaluate yourself. Like for example, whether Vaishna's answer is appropriate, Lakshmi, Vaninder, Vivek, or what all these people are saying. Last 30 seconds. If you're typing something, please um, send it. Then listen to my explanation. Yes, friends. So thank you for your participation. Now, listen to me. Okay, so listen to my explanation completely. So I have gone through some of your, the replies. So we'll keep that in the mind. And once I've given the complete explanation, if you have any doubts, issues, or concern, you can always ask. Fine. Let's start with our explanation. Please listen to this. Okay. Now, what should be the structure of our answer? First, of course, we need to write introduction. One, two, 3 point something. After that, we have to do options evaluation. Now you may ask, why, sir? Because that is what asked here. Evaluate all of them. So we have to write a side heading called evaluation of options. Evaluation of options. Okay. So then option A, write in brief what is option A and evaluate whether something is right, wrong, or something. Then you write option B and evaluate it. Then option C, evaluate it. You have to evaluate whether option A is right, B is right, C is right, or what is right, what is wrong here, and everything. Then suggest any other possible options also. So if you want to give any other option, suppose I will go and warn her to take back the complaint, I'll request her to take back the complaint, you can write it. Otherwise, if you have already 250 word, this is not compulsory. If possible only, you can include it. Otherwise, it's not required. Evaluate all of them and suggest the best course of action and giving your reasons for it. So after writing this, then your next side heading will be best course of action. Best course of action. And you will write what is that best course of action and what are the merits of this, why this is appropriate. So this is what asked as per the demand of the question. This should be the structure of your answer. All of this should come in 250 words. So introduction and this. Now what is introduction? Introduction. If you remember in the previous case study that we have discussed, whenever a question is asked, we want you to think that what is a value, what is a topic, what is the ethical dilemma, who are the stakeholders. So these are all the four things that you can ask. It doesn't mean that all the case studies will have this. For example, ethical dilemma, when I'm not sure whether A is correct or B is correct. Here we know what is correct. Here, as a head of the department, we want to bring this inefficiency down. We need to take appropriate action on the people, but somebody filed a false complaint. It's all about that. How do I respond? So there is no ethical dilemma here. Actually, it's all about what is the right way to approach it. So you no need to write ethical dilemma. It is not compulsory to write topic always. So we have given in the first question so that these are all the possible things that you can do. Now here, what we can write, what is the value that is required to face the situation? Now see here. Now here I am a head of the department. I want to do something good, but somebody filed a false complaint. You know, this is a pressure. This is like an example case for the concept of integrity. So whenever you are trying to do something good, somebody is trying to deviate you through temptation, or they are giving you pressure. That that is like a very good case for integrity. Value that is required is integrity. Now listen to me. Focus here. So now how do I write? One of the best way to write or good way to write. The above situation is a test of my integrity in the role of a head of the department. Integrity is about following the ethics in our life without getting influenced by the temptation and not getting succumbed to the pressure. We have already discussed what is integrity. After writing the value, you need to write stakeholders. The stakeholders means the people or the organization which are associated with that, with the case. Now, who are the stakeholders? It's very simple. See, myself as the head of the department, myself as the head of the department, one stakeholder. A section of employees who are indisciplined, section of employees who are indisciplined. The woman employee who filed a sexual harassment case against me, women's commission, media, higher ups. Higher ups means higher authorities. So this is called introduction. Okay. So you will write the what is the value that is required and the stakeholders that is required. If you have doubt, keep it. I will explain to you once I come up with all of this. So now introduction is over. Now we need to evaluate the option. Sometimes they will only give the option to you, or sometimes, okay, see, sometimes they will only give the option. Sometimes they will ask, what are the options available to you? So then we should create. So when we want to create, we should know how to create it. These are some examples. When we are creating the option, an entire option can be right, an entire option can be wrong, or sometimes in within the same option, partially it can be right, partially it can be wrong also. Now let us we analyze these options first before we take the final course of action. First option says that give your explanation to the commission and go soft on the disciplinary action. We should write this in the answer and then evaluate it. In the above option, giving my explanation to the commission is right, but I should not go soft on the disciplinary action. Why I should not go? If we go soft, if we go soft, it encourages troublemakers. It encourages the troublemakers. and indiscipline will continue, or inefficiency will continue. Inefficiency may continue. And that is why we should not go soft. Write some points on this. Then in the second option, proceeding firmly with the disciplinary action is right. But ignoring the commission is not right. As a government employee, when an organization like Women Commission, which is recognized by the government, has asked for our opinion or explanation, I have a duty to give this. I have a duty or an obligation to give the explanation to the Women Commission. And there is no need to ignore it. So whether I have done it or not, it will be revealed after the investigation. And I have to cooperate completely with the Women Commission. It is my obligation, duty, and it is making sense also. So that is why we should not ignore. Many of you have suggested option 3 is correct, but rethink about it. So here I have told, brief your higher ups and seek directions from them. Informing this to the higher authority and taking the directions from them is good. It is good. Because as rightly suggested by the concept suggested by Saint Thomas Aquinas, if you remember by mistake, there are 4 cardinal virtues are there, and one virtue is actually prudence. We need to take a decision that is appropriate or the right decision. So in the process of taking the right decision, whenever I feel that my knowledge or common sense is not sufficient, I can always ask for the opinion of experts. But here the problem is, act accordingly. That is done. So I will talk to the higher authorities and take the directions from them or seek the directions from them. But whether to follow it or not will be decided based on the suggestion given by my senior authority. If the suggestion is legal and ethical, and if that matches with my common sense and logic, then I will follow. This is called analysis or evaluations of the options. Now, no need to write model answer for this because same question will not come. But what is our learning? Okay, in the same option, there can be a right and wrong also. Here, okay, I should not go soft on the disciplinary action if we started this. And we should not ignore the Women Commissions. And it is wrong to follow it blindly or without knowing. For example, I ask you, see, in this problem situation, what will you do? And if somebody who is in 18 plus saying, I will ask my mother and I do whatever she says. I ask my father, I ask my teacher, I have a guru, I will ask him or her or something. Asking them is not a problem. You can ask anybody, a 5-year-old kid also. But whether to follow or not, it should be your own decision. And you should take responsibility for the success or the failure. This is called options evaluation. Now, after evaluating this option, you have to write the best course of action. Best course of action. Best course of action. What can be the best course of action? Very simple. Just taking some points from all the option that is given. First thing, I will speak to my higher ups. Speak to higher ups. I will take directions from them. I will seek directions from them. I'll know, explain them what has happened, and I will take their opinion because they might have a better suggestion. I will give explanation to the Women Commission. Explanation to the Women Commission. And proceed firmly with the disciplinary action. Disciplinary action. Now, this we will write actually. So, what is this best course of action? But remember, through this, we have solved the short-term problem that woman has filed a case actually. But the root issue is still there. So that's why we need root issue. What is that? Inefficiency, indiscipline, carelessness. This is already there. So we need to take some steps to solve that problem. So we need to take some long-term measures. Long-term measures to deal with this, which includes creating healthy work culture. Healthy work culture. If you remember from our previous class, we discussed about healthy work culture and everything, so that they will develop an emotional commitment towards the organization. Like one example, even in a government organization, like appreciation for the best performing employees. good performers. Many times why they don't work, whether we work or not, we'll get same salary, nothing, no more, actually no less. So why do we have to work? So if somebody is doing well, actually you can consider them as the best employee of the month. There should be objective criteria why somebody is selected. Invite their family members or post them into a social media. It will all boost them, encourages them, and give them training about the skills and values that is required. Skills and values that is required for a public servant to, they will motivate you, should why you have to work, what is the qualities of a public servant, and everything. In the long run, they will bring the changes in the organization. This is your best course of action. This can be your conclusion. Actually, whatever you write in the towards the end actually will not limit this course of action only to solve the immediate problem. In order to bring appropriate changes and in order to deal with inefficiency, I'll take some steps to improve the work culture in my organization. For example, I'll consider this is the last paragraph that you write is only a conclusion. Now tell me, did you understand all of this? Sir, it's not possible to write 250 words. You are telling less or more. Samiksha ji, any doubts about this question you have, you can ask. Now let us see if there's any question. Now have you understood where you went wrong and everything? Now after you have written and if you have any doubts or something, you can ask. Now you have sufficient content to write 250 words, right? So wherever possible, feasible, try to use the thinkers, philosophers, and everything. Sir, before I knew about the mains paper, I thought that these case studies are asked only in the interview, but after knowing ethics paper, I realized it. That's good, Jansi Rani, you realized it. Okay, so you have more. So with practice makes both man and woman perfect. Sir, about stakeholders, how it should be written. Purvi, there is no strict rules how to write that is given by UPSC. You use your creativity. Write stakeholder heading and write one by one. Write in the form of a diagram. So why do you limit yourself? See, many of the students want some, not just for Purvi, in generally also, you are, when we say that this is how you should write, you are restricting. We say you have to write. Now, how to write is your choice. So, for example, you can write a stakeholder as a side heading and write one by one. Or you can write stakeholder actually, so like this, and write like this. Or you can give actually any ways, any example, stakeholder you will write. So try different methods. Sir, what? Okay, sir, all these options were partially correct only. Yes, Vivek, you are right. In these options, they all three are partially correct and partially wrong. I have mentioned a few points, but not able to match. Okay, that's okay, Vedashri. With practice, you will get it. Way to learn and remember the thoughts. Again, I see it is just practice, and this is very few things when compared to what are all the things that you have to learn. So keep repeating, keep practicing the mock test, discuss with other people. Whenever you learn something, try to write it on the paper. Whenever you get a context, talk to your friends and other people who are in the similar field. Whenever you are in a bus stand waiting for someone, or like bus or something, try to recall them and have a small bit actually in your paper. So whenever you get a free time or something, just open that and try to see that without actually looking at it, then if required, watch them. So again, take the mock test, try to apply wherever possible so that you will. So do demand of the question is integrity. Yes, the value that is required to face this situation. When I say demand, like what is this expected from you, which value is expected from you, so that's an integrity. Can I go through only one of the three options or all the three? You have to evaluate all three, Yashi. Final course of the option may involve one, two, or three actually in different cases, but you have to evaluate all three. Any doubts, friends? So hope this is clear to you. Can the courage be included as a value in this question? Not just simple courage. If you want to write, you can write moral courage. But as I always feel, whenever you want to do something good, but if there is a pressure and temptation, integrity is the best value to write it. How do we explain to the commission what they are asking actually? So they're like, see, sir, my respected sir, we have got a complaint from your one of your employee that you have sexually harassed her. What is your side of the story? So then I will write whatever is that. See, I have recently transferred, these are the some disciplinary action I am trying to take, and I am very sure that actually I am confident, actually I am sure, and I have not done any of these things, and these are the proofs I have actually, and please do the investigation and take appropriate action. No matter whatever is it, we'll tell only my side of story. I'm not even telling that I'm innocent, or actually you prove me that I'm innocent, but I am innocent, but you can do the proper investigation. I'm very happy to cooperate everything. And they don't suspend you. Is suspending a civil servant is also a not easy task actually. So there should be a facts, evidences. They have to prove that. They will give only advisory body. Then police will take it to the next level. Everything. So don't worry about the suspension. Even if you are suspended, it will be if once it is proved that actually, for you can also write towards the end. I should believe in the law of the land. Even if you are suspended, you should know that you should believe in the law of the land. As we have done not done anything wrong, so will not be get punished. Or you can also write, we should believe in the satyameva jayate. Satyameva jayate. That is, truth alone triumphs. That's how you can write it. You will write course of action, and then the either long term measures that you write can only be the conclusion, or you want to write actually the law of the land and satyameva jayate. You want to create a conclusion by using this, you can also do that. Yes. Don't restrict too much, this only I should write it. So it is up to you, how do you write it? For example, if you're attending my ethics classes, now once ethics is completed, if possible, or if you can attend any other ethics class, their method of teaching might be entirely different, but overall they also teach the same thing, but I also teach the same thing, but the way of our explanation is different, the examples that we give different, which subject we start, which subject we end may be different. That's all. In the same way, overall, when a question is asked, you have to write answer, but how do you write is your choice. How do you introduce, how do you conclude, how do you write a body of the answer? But these are the basic expectation from you. Okay, friends, I think it is clear to you, and let's we go to the next topic. Thank you for your participation. Now, as a part of civil service values, if you remember, we have completed integrity, we have completed dedication to the public service. Let's we go further and try to understand the other concepts. Impartiality, non-partisanship, and objectivity. So try to recall anything and everything that you know about these three words just for a minute. Have I heard anywhere about this impartiality? Why, whether civil servant should have impartiality? If he or she has it, then what is the benefit? Or not having also any benefits are there? Is it okay to not to have? Same with non-partisanship. What is this non-partisanship? Arey, it looks similar to impartiality na. Can there be any difference when they use the impartiality, when non-partisanship? This word objectivity. Is it about goals and objectives? No, no. How someday in our previous session, sir was using this word objectivity. Oh, there is objectivity, subjectivity. Okay, that. And is it in value for a civil servant? Okay, what happens if we have subjectivity? So think on these lines. Yes, Ganesh, what do you want to know? So Shargun says, sir, Shweta ma'am teaches totally different from you. Yes, actually, in fact, if you attend 10 ethics class teachers, they will teach in a 10 different way. In polity and all, what happens, like suppose this polity, we will only teach whatever is already there in constitution, just interpretation may be vary. Economy and all, only where you have so much of scope for subjectivity is ethics, but all the faculties will teach only whatever is required for the civil service as well. Okay, go ahead with these thoughts just for a few more seconds. Jan Sirani, Vedastri, thank you for your participations. Mustabha, objectivity. Just few more seconds. Please, I want you to think. See, there is no logic in just knowing that. You have to create a curiosity to your so-called the mind. Because what is mind, where it is, nobody knows it. We know that there is a brain here, but mind is also same. We don't know. So, okay, think about, create a curiosity to your mind. Impartiality is one-side thinking. Then non-partisanship is two-side thinking. Impartiality makes a true bureaucrat. So partiality makes false bureaucrat. Good, friends. So thank you for your participation. As always, for the next few minutes, actually, I'll take some time to explain all the three. Whenever I'm explaining, you may get some doubts. Keep them doubts. Or you may just post and forget. Don't expect the answer there only. But once I completed all the three topics and given explanation and everything, I'm very happy to take your doubts and answer that. So, shall we start our journey into these three values of impartiality, non-partisanship, and objectivity? Yes. Thank you. Yes, thank you for your participation. Let's we start. Please listen to this with care, carefully. Please listen to this carefully. So, the first one is impartiality. What is impartiality? As a civil servants and generally the public servants, we take many decisions in our life related to recruitment, procurement. If you are getting some doubt, just note down, but you will later tick, okay, it is already answered. At the end, if it is not answered, please ask. Don't forget the doubts. So, recruitment, procurement, then selection of a beneficiary, allocation of a project, suspension, promotion, etc. In all these cases, as a public servant, when we take decisions related to this, we have to give priority to the legal criteria. Sometimes we'll have discretionary power. Don't worry, I will explain all of this. When we have discretionary power, then we should prioritize the public interest. These are the two criteria that is supposed to be used when we do involve in all of this. We should not use this authority, the power that we are having, to benefit our friends, to benefit our family members, to benefit people just because they belong to our caste, region, religion, etc. This you have to write. Now, hope you have written this. Please complete this. I will explain to this once again. Explain to you once again. Now, first, recruitment. What is recruitment? We need to hire the people. We will hire, right? Suppose I am a principal and we want to hire some physics faculty. There are people who will apply, and finally we will decide who is the best person to become a physics faculty, some ethics faculty or something. In that case, what I have to follow? Legal criteria already is there. For example, this person should have done MEA or MSc in this particular subject, so many years of experiences, like 3 years of experience, something. That's a legal criteria. So sometimes there is a discretionary power. There are three people who come, all of them qualified, they have a legal criteria, all of them have MSc, all of them have a 3 years experience and everything. Then we concerned person has a discretionary power, like which one to be given a priority. Then you will use actually, so who will be doing justice to the public in general, how, whom I have to select so that they do best to the common people or the students or something. That should be considered. Procurement. What is procurement? It is a process where we buy the goods. As a government, we buy the goods from the common people or from the suppliers. What do we buy? For example, as a government, those who have ration cards, we need to give them food grains, rice, wheat, and other food grains. Government may not produce it actually, right? So what do as government, what do we do? We'll procure it, we'll buy it from the farmers at certain price, and we will give it to the people at certain price. We may give more money to the farmers and take less money from the people who are belong to the BPL and all. But this process of buying this actually is known as procurement. We have government hospital, they need medicine. Every medicine cannot be manufactured by government. We'll buy it from the suppliers. Government school is there, it requires furniture, so what do? We'll buy it from the suppliers. This is called procurement. Selection of a beneficiary. Housing schemes are there. Okay, we are allotting the house. We need to select the people who are eligible for old age pension, widow pension, disability pension. In all this, I'm selecting the people who are suitable for this. Allocation of a project, a port construction, airport construction, roadways construction, canteen construction. For all of these projects, actually, we are identifying the people who are good in construction, who can provide the best services to us actually at very good price. Good price, when we say appropriate price. Somebody has to be suspended, somebody has to be given a promotion. In all these decisions I take, I should follow the legal criteria. Some cases only SCs are allowed, STs are allowed, disabled are allowed, women are allowed. That's a legal criteria. When all are matching but we have a limited resources to give, we will identify what is the best, that is according to the public interest. We should not utilize this to benefit our friends. I have to give a project actually just because somebody is my friend, I am giving them. That's called cronyism. In simple words, so there is an authority or a power that a public servant I am having, I am utilizing to favor my friends or associates. That's called cronyism. I am allocating a project to somebody just because somebody is my wife, girlfriend, actually, or we can say a wife, actually, brother, or other people. That's called nepotism. I'm giving a project to somebody just because they belong to a certain caste, region, religion. Say, hey, వీడు మనోడేరా, మనం మనోడికి మనం హెల్ప్ చేయకపోతే ఇంకెవరు చేస్తారు? ये भी हमारा आदमी है, इसको हमें हेल्प करना, और कौन करता है, हमें नहीं करे तो. So it's because our belong to our caste, actually, our region, our religion, actually, we are benefiting to them. That is called in general favoritism. Not doing any of this is a impartiality. So cronyism, where we are benefiting only because they are friends or associates, family members, that's nepotism. The caste, region, religion, that is favoritism. And we need to follow legal criteria and public interest in all of this, and this is known as impartiality. So somebody wants to know what is recruitment, sir. UPSC do the recruitment of the civil service, future civil servants. That's a recruitment. Okay, so Vivek wants to. Okay, we'll just take one. I'll take those doubts also. Okay, this is impartiality. Okay, hope we are clear. Now, the second word is non-partisanship. As I told you, if you have any doubts, please, you can mention there. No problem. I will answer all the doubts. There are good debates, discussions are there. We will keep it. Impartiality. The second word is non-partisanship. Non-partisanship. What is non-partisanship? Partisan, participating in political activities, in simple words. Non-partisanship means, understand this, it is an impartiality. It is also an impartiality with respect to politicians, political parties, and political ideologies. It is an impartiality with respect to politicians, political parties, and political ideologies. It is about serving for the position, serving for the position, not the person who is occupying it. It is about serving for the position, not the person who is occupying it. Then it is about doing our duty with efficiency and effectiveness, irrespective of flow of politics. So once you written, I will explain to you. It is about implementation of policies without any fear or favor. Now, what is this non-partisanship? Hope you have written this. Now listen to me. So, in a parliamentary democratic system that we have selected, there are two key people. First one is I am a politician, and there is a civil servant here. I am a politician. What is we mean by when we say politician? I am the person who understands the needs and expectation of common people because I got vote from them. As a voter, whom do I vote? Arey, this person can understand what do we want. Because in a democracy, everybody has to take a decision. Sometimes I may not have enough knowledge, or sometimes I don't have a time, or practically taking the decision from 40 crore people is very difficult. So we have selected some representative whom we like and respect and think that this person knows what we want. So as a politician, I know what we want, but I need somebody who can guide me whether can I make these policies or not, and also help me in implementation. They are known as the civil servants. Now, for example, as a politician, I know what people want. After talking to all the people, see, we want to give a free public transportation to all the women. We want to give free electricity up to 200 units for all the people. We want plan to give 300 rupees as a contribution to the people who are unemployed, who are graduate but do not have no employment. Till they get job, we will give every month actually 3000 rupees. Like, these are all our dreams. Can we do this? And these civil servants who have the knowledge about the constitution, who have aware of the best technologies available, they know the practicality of the resources, they will analyze with the help of facts and evidences and guide the politician, sir ji or madam ji. So this is the problems that we may face. We can go ahead, and these are the few changes that we need to make. But if we can do that, we then, yes, we can go ahead, or we should not go ahead. So suppose I may say I should not go ahead, but still it is a final decision of the politician. And once they have taken a decision, Suppose they will ask you, can we give free electricity of 200 units to all? You have analyzed? So no, sir. These are the problems that we get and everything. And so we mean it is not advisable to give 200 units of electricity free to all. And all women free transportation may be heavy burden and everything. But even after that, as a politician, if they have taken a final decision, we are going with free electricity and all, as a civil servant, we should also implement it. Now, I told no, but this person is actually implementing. I don't cooperate. No. As an advisor, you have given your advice. As the person who is implementing, make sure that you implement it well. In this system, so as a civil servant, whoever is recruited actually through Union Public Service Commission and recommended by UPSC, appointed by the president, working at the all India level, we do not have partiality for any politician. We don't hate any politician. We don't like any politician, whether Congress, BJP, or JDS, or any other SP, BSP, any other parties. We don't do any biases, favoritism to any of them. Some political parties want to favor small and cottage industries, while some political parties want to favor the big corporate companies. Some people include religion as one agenda. Some really want to keep this religion completely separate. Whatever that, they have their own ideologies. We don't like it also, we don't hate it also. So we are not in favor of any ideology. In GS paper one, you study many political philosophies: leftist, rightist, radicals, liberals, conservatives. So many ideologies are there. But in the modern day, any party have any ideology, that is left to your analysis. So no matter what is that, actually, you are not favoring anybody, you don't hate anybody, you like anybody, you do your duty properly. You are serving for the position. Now, when we say position, like on an average, politician will be there for 5 years, but the bureaucrats who work for 30 to 35 years. So when we are in the 35 years, suppose this is a, there is a seat, imagine there is a seat of prime minister, the post of prime minister will remain same. We are serving for the prime minister post. Now at the time when we joined in 2025 is also same, 2050 also, the post of prime minister will always be there. As an advisor, secretary, we do our duty. But who is sitting on the post of prime minister may change. What party they belong to, that may change. Sometimes the person may be same, but to which party they belong to and they associated maybe keep change. For example, maybe like Nitish Kumar Sarji from Bihar. So the person may be chief minister from many years, but what is their party and which party they're associated actually was yesterday, today, or tomorrow actually, or anything in generally, we don't know. We don't hate anybody or like anybody. But the post of chief minister will remain same no matter who sit there. So we are serving for the post of chief minister, the post of prime minister, the post of MLA and MP. No matter whoever comes to this power, that is called flow of politics. Different people come to power, different people will go out of the power, different parties will come to power and go out of the power. This is called flow of politics. No matter which party is in power, we do our duty always with higher level of efficiency and effectiveness. Like suppose I say, like, I like this political party, suppose BJP I like, and whenever BJP's government is there, I do my work well. Array, this another government has come, I don't like this, I don't want to work this. No, that is not. No matter which party should be in power, let the people decide. My duty is not that. And no matter which party is in the power, when we implement laws, rules, regulation, policies, we do it without any fear or favor. Actually, we do our duty. This is a mindset that is required for a civil servant. So to do your duty without getting biased, favor, fear towards any parties in the power. Let politician may change their stance. It will not make any difference to us. We do our duty as what is according to the law of the land and the constitution. Hope you got some idea about the non-partisanship. Before you ask some questions related to this, I'll take one more concept, then I'll take any doubts that you have related to this. So the third one is objectivity. Objectivity. And the related concept is subjectivity. What is objectivity? Objectivity is about taking the decision based on the facts and evidences. Here, subjectivity means taking the decision based on the personal opinion. It's very simple. I want to recruit a person for the post of something. Recruitment is in. There are two people who have come to the stage of actually, final stage, and I need to select one person. There is a one person who belong to Brahmin, another is belong to a Dalit, one is belong to an Hindu, like another is Muslim. Suppose we just taking the different cases. So here, whenever I want to analyze actually what is their performance in the first stage, second stage, what kind of question we are asking, and how they are answering, based on that I should decide who should be given the opportunity in the recruitment. But suppose I have this personal opinion, like maybe Brahmins are more intelligent than Dalits, or Dalits are more intelligent than Brahmins. Hindus are very good people compared to Muslims, or Muslims are good people compared to Hindus. These all may be my personal opinions, and I should not put into that. Actually, there is a murder that has happened. I need to do investigation and decide whether it is a suicide. Okay, there is a death of an individual. There is a death of an individual, and I need to decide whether it is a murder or a suicide. Before I start doing the investigation, only if I see that suppose this person who is dead actually has died as a very good or an honest IAS officer, honest IAS officer, this person cannot actually go for a suicide. He was taking the strict action against very powerful people. Somebody might have been murdered. When I cleared that it is a murder and then start doing the investigation with that in the mind, I get evidences to see that it's a murder only. Or suppose I feel that this person is very good IAS officer in the public life, but he had some issues in the personal life. Things are not going well in his life. He's married, had affairs and everything. That is why he opted for a suicide. So this is what I fixed in my mind, and then I do the investigation. It appear as a suicide. Remember, aspirants, the world do not looks to us the way it is. The world do not look to us the way it is. The world look to us the way we are. Now, for example, February 1 budget will come. Normally, this year it is just an vote and account budget because election year is there. There may not be much changes. But generally, whenever a budget comes, actually, before, there are people who likes Modi ji. There are people who hate Modi ji also. There are people who like the Modi. There are people who they hate it. So, no matter what kind of budget comes, there are people who like this Modi ji. They always look for positive and say this is the best budget that we ever got. It is very progressive. It is a decade of India. In the next 10 years, India will be progressing, and that is the kind of budget that is created. They will also look for positive things. Those people who do not like are in the opposition party. They may come up with only negative points, and they say that this is one of the worst budget that we have ever seen in our country. It is just favoring only Ambani's, Adani's capitalists, but it is against the very backward people. In India, inequality increases with this kind of budget. So that they only look for those things. So we are all very selectively looking at actually something. So that is why we need to give priority to the facts and evidences and remove this personal opinion. So when I'm looking at a budget document, if I want to really know, I should not hate also, like also the Modi. I should look at it as it is. But is it really possible? No. That's what we also discussed in the John Rawls veil of ignorance. If you want to do that, I have to ignore whether I like BJP or hate BJP, which state I belong to or something. Only then we look at the things as it is. So the world in most of the times, when you think somebody is a good, everything looks good only. For example, there was a person called Nityananda. He was considered as a great saint, everything. Whenever he was giving the speeches, people look, wow, such an amazing person actually. His thought processes, the way expression, and actually they're so super. And people were really find one word, if I say one sentence, there are people interpreting in a different way. Now there's a one video has come out where he is actually involved in a sexual relation with another actress or something. The moment when this issue came out, when the same speeches actually that he has given earlier looks like funny, they're like look to make the people foolish or something. Now see, his speeches was remained the same, but earlier the person who said this actually were earlier Nityananda, part one, and now the part two they look it in a very different way. After 10 years, the same words may look at us in a very much different way. We don't know. So the world looks to us not the way it is, but the way we are, our thought processes and everything. But as a civil servant, you should overcome this. Actually, try to give importance to the what the facts and evidences say. If Hindu Muslims fight happens actually, and you want to find out who is responsible for this and everything, you have to give priority to the facts and evidences. And I have to give priority in this case to which religion I belong to, who are our people, other people, that all should not be a matter. Okay, so try to know this. Actually, this is about objectivity, which is very, very important. Can facts and evidences also be manipulated? Yes, it can also be manipulated, but we have no other option. So we should also see what are the facts and evidences. Can this be manipulated? And if it is manipulated, what else is the solution? Many times we say, "Are these four people were actually have involved in a gang rape, but the Supreme Court, High Court are taking many years. Why are they? Because they can't go with the media's opinion. They need some facts and evidences to prove beyond doubt that only these there was a gang rape happened and these are the four people only who committed. Only then you can give the punishment. So what appears as a truth, it may not be truth. What majority of the people consider as a truth, it may not be a truth actually. That is why we should have the we should give priority to the facts and evidences. Now, before I go further, please listen to this. So we have discussed 3 points. One is impartiality, that is treating everybody equally, and in the different decisions that you take, you have to follow the legal criteria and the public interest. And non-partisanship, it is also impartiality with respect to politics. And then objectivity, where you take the decision based on the facts and evidences. Now you ask any doubt that you have related to this. Let us just take some doubts which are already posted. As I told you, RT, recruitment means it is a process where we hire the candidates for a particular post. Sir, can we mention Bollywood in nepotism? Okay. Now see this, friends. Let's we take this case. Now imagine I am the producer of the movie. I am the producer. I'm investing my money, my own money in this. And this is a movie of actually 50 crore budget, rupees 50 crore budget. There are talented artists are there. There is A is a talented person, B is a talented person, C is a talented person are there who acting abilities are superb. But instead of that, I am making my son as hero, the lead character. There are A, B, C are there whose acting skills are superb. I would have made one of the person as hero actually, but I'm making my son as hero, and these are the character artists. They're like his friends or something. Am I wrong here? Am I wrong here? So many of them say that yes, sir, you are wrong. You're wrong, sir. Actually, if those who are giving yes or no, actually, please give your explanation or logic behind that. Why do you think it is okay, or why you do think that it is not okay? Okay, that's good. Please repeat the quote of the world we look. The world do not appear. It is not a quote, it is just a statement. The world do not look to us the way it is. The world do not look to us the way it is. The world look to us the way we are. Because the father is doing his job in shaping the career and goal of his children, so it is not wrong because it is his movie spending. He will actually decide them choose. Okay, producer perspective, it is right. Okay, wrong because a talented actor would get more justice. Okay, okay, individual project. I don't think it is wrong because okay, I want my son to work. Okay, now please listen to this. Okay, now one more example. Now I am a Karudpati. Or I am actually, my name is Mr. Raju. I have one daughter, and now she is 24-year-old, just example. And for her, marriage is fixed. So we are celebrating the 2 days of marriage. 2 days, like marriage, reception, and everything. It will overall 2 days. For these 2 days, I am spending 25 crore rupees. 25 crore rupees for my daughter's marriage. As a Raju, am I wrong? So, I have only one daughter and her marriage is fixed, and I've decided to spend 25 crore rupees, not thousands, not lakhs, 25 crore rupees for her 2 days of marriage. Okay. So thank you for your participation. Many of you have said it yes or no, and you have your own logics actually, correct? Okay. So why we have given these two example, whenever we are utilizing our own money, the different principles will apply. And in the case of actually when that is a public money, the case is different. Now, for example, my daughter's marriage actually we are conducting, and the cooking, those people who actually come for cooking the food and all, normally their price is, suppose, for overall preparation, we would have given the 10 lakh rupees, but instead of 12 lakh rupees, I can give 12 lakh, instead of 10 lakh rupees, I can give 12 lakh rupees. Though their market price is only 10 lakh rupees to come prepare the food, they're only, they have to buy their own items and everything. But instead of 10 lakh, I can give 12 lakh rupees. I can spend the money when it is my own personal money. But if it is a government money, each and every rupee is important. You have to spend it very carefully. If you are not spending carefully actually and all, that's a wrong thing. But the same rule is not applicable when you are spending your own money. Same case actually, as a public servant, I'm recruitment, some recruitment is happening, or we want to select, government has decided to come up with some video, decided to make one video to give awareness about something, like for example, beti bachao beti padhao. In order to convey this, they want to make some 10 minutes video and put it in them in their own YouTube channel. Now we want to hire a director or assistant director, actors and all. Now if I'm the in charge, we need to see that the best possible people will be selected for this project. We will have to do this. But here as a producer, I'm investing my own money. And normally we say Bollywood nepotism, that this everything is it, but that is the reality. As a producer, I'm investing my own money. Definitely I want to make this actually my son, daughter is in the lead characters and all. That's the reality. Father giving, actually our mother, father, parents are giving their property to the next generation, that's common, no? So it is a way of giving the property to them. Now as a, suppose I have made a movie with my son, and if the movie is flop, who will get loss? Nobody, literally nobody except the producer. The cameraman, he or she will get their money, light boys, they will get their money, actress and actor, they will get their money. So theaters, everybody will get their money. So it is a person who invested only will lose, and it is his choice, the producer's choice. So now, in fact, what is happening as a Raju, if I'm a Karudapati and spending 25 crore, and as a producer, we are making a movie and movie become flop. Actually, we spend 25 crore. It's a way of distributing my money to the different section of society. When 25 crore people, to where it is going? To the people who are coming to the cooking, the people who have do this flower decoration, the who are maybe those who perform in orchestra. So it is distributing the people, it grows in the economy and all, it in fact it gives employment opportunities and everything. So it is not as wrong as that is happening in a public services. If somebody has a rich money, of course they can give as a gift to the poor people, contribute, but they can also do that. There is nothing wrong as such actually, but at least compared to the public services. So in this case, actually, I just want to tell what is, if I say that if Raju is a Crorepati spending his daughter marriage, for his daughter marriage 25 crore, is it unethical? No, it is not unethical. As a producer, actually, I'm making my son as hero, though there are other talented people. It is unethical? No, it is not unethical. But the same case is not applicable to the other things. Now, If our known person are eligible for such criteria to give the projects, is it wrong? See, now listen to me, friends. So one question that we have, suppose I am giving a friend a job, actually. Suppose now I'm in a recruitment, actually, and my friend has applied, and if my friend is matching all the criteria, then I'm giving the job. Is it wrong? No, it is not wrong. But I'm giving a job only because he is my friend or she is my friend, then it is wrong. That's what. Then legal criteria is, tomorrow somebody may question, why have you given to job to your son or contract to your brother and all. You have to convince. In fact, there is a concept called conflicts of interest that we will be discussing in our future concept. But is it wrong to give a job to the friend? No, it is not wrong, as long as that person matches all the criteria. But if we are giving job only because of friend, then it is wrong. But politicians usually change their stance. Let them change, it will not make any difference. Sir, we cannot openly say whom we are giving vote. Yes, Sakshi. So, of course, we as a civil servants also have a right to vote. We can encourage the common people to vote, but we should not tell whom to vote. We should not tell whom to vote. And okay, as a civil servant, normally I should not even tell you should vote, vote only for educated people, because it is not mentioned in the constitution. You should vote actually for the people who do not have criminal backgrounds or something. That also should not be saying, because they are only accused of the crimes. So when you are voting, actually when you are giving awareness to the vote, you should not even tell that you should vote only for educated people, you should vote for the people who do not have criminal background and all. No, voting should be to, we tell them to, it is a right to vote, you have to vote, but whom they vote, that is their choice. Hmm. Totally, IAS have the mindset only about the facts and evidences, not emotions or favorite. No, they also have emotions, but they should not take decision only based on the emotions. Sir, I feel these days we are not tolerant. We feel like someone or something, we tend to hate something which is against it. We can like both hate the we can like both and hate both. We can like some part of something and other part of it. Like we are like an Indian team, hate Pakistan team, nationalist, and yes, Vedashri, you're right. Normally, it is not right to love somebody completely. If you like somebody completely, then we are not ready to look at it objectively. If one same person can be good to somebody, bad to somebody. There may be some qualities good in me, some qualities is been bad in me. That objective evaluation is the need of the hour. Yes, Shaimil says that, sir. That's why it is said that there is no only truth, but it's only a perception. Yes, it may be truth. Sir, most of the bureaucrats favors politician. Arwang Kharu says, why? How do you know that they favor it? In fact, if they are doing it, why? The reason you will come to know soon, actually. But how do you know that they do it? Sir, if any officer is taking the decision on the basis of caste and religion, then it is impartiality or non-partisanship. First thing, if any officer is taking the decision only based on the caste and religion, it is partiality. Kamalapal. So, what is impartiality is not taking based on this. If some public servant is taking or benefiting somebody only because they belong to a particular caste or religion, that is called partiality or favoritism. It means favoritism is right in private sector. No, we cannot say in generally. Even suppose the companies also, if we are hiring just because somebody who is belong to our caste and all, it may be wrong. Actually, it is based on the situation, case by case basis. In the two particular example I have taken, that is right. As a producer, I'm making my son hero. That's correct. As a Karudapati, I'm spending 25 crore for my daughter's marriage. That is also not unethical. It is not unethical. So it is depends on case by case basis. We have to follow the law of the land no matter what anyone says. Okay, we have to follow the law of the land, Karthik. As an officer, we can increase or run our family business. No, you cannot run your family business. There are other people to take. You are recruited to become a public servant. You are a permanent employee. You have to do your duty. Sir, can you give me a situation to suit the code that by the time the truth passes from one person to another time, the light travel half the world actually? So you have to think, Kumkum. Generally, it is perceived that the lie is actually has a very fast, it go faster actually compared to the truth. It is some opinion. You have to analyze whether it is truth or false. Generally, what do we say? People like to listen more negative things than the positive things. That's considered to be one human psychology. Suppose an IAS officer built 100-kilometer road. If I make a 30 minutes video, some TV channel, very less people may watch it generally. But if this IAS officer, whom you consider as a good people, do you know what is happening in his life? He is having affair with the other people, and what his subordinates will say about his character. There is a special program at 9:30 p.m. Watch it, and with special music ad and everything. Then the many people may be curious to watch about his affair rather than the person's 100-kilometer road and everything. Generally, it is considered that whatever is negative about a person spread faster than actually the good things. The truth or lie, because they are so subjective, and also depends upon what do we want to listen. Suppose again I fixed that, like just for example, if I consider that Modi is the greatest PM that we have ever seen, then anybody who says that in favor of Modi ji, I'm very happy to listen. If somebody says anything negative about this, we are avoiding that. We don't want to listen to it or something when I have this fixed mind. So it depends what is true, whether which one travels faster. It depends upon that individual actually. Not all truth spread faster, not all lies spread faster. Sir, we can guide them that by giving the votes to uneducated people, that these are the benefits. By giving the votes to the criminal background people, these are the demerit. No, Sakshi, you should not tell that you should not vote for the people with criminal background, or these are the problem that you face, because in democracy, the people who are convicted for cases, I know they cannot contest, but they are accused. That may be false accusation also. That's why you should not tell. Some TED talks, so we'll give you reference in the future. It means favoritism. He might be having first-hand experience. We can guide them, but giving votes, okay. Sir, can spouse of the officer run the industry or firm? Yes, if you are a government servant, and if your wife or husband they want to run an industry, yes, of course, they are the two different individuals. Like if I am a government official, my wife, my brother, sister, everybody can run a firm or a business. I should not directly involve in that. What nation wants to know? Test. After I become an IAS officer, can my family member run a business? Yes, Pooja, they can. You and your family are separate in this context. Effects of vaccination is an example of life faster than the truth. That is subjective. So people won't think of their own life, but they think more about the other's life. That's also a subjective. So does it mean that the thing seems to be true, need to be investigated, because truth is most of the times most of behind the lie? Yes, Kumkum. In simple, truth is very difficult to find in general. What appears as a truth, it may not be truth. What majority of the people consider as a truth, it may not be a truth. And what is truth is can be a different to different people. Suppose just example, I may say marriage will not work, man. In the 21st century, nobody can be happy by marriage. Suppose somebody says it, so that may be false for you. Those like you may marry and you find that you are very happy also. For some people it works, some people it won't work. Some people say love marriage works, arranged marriage works, government salary works, government job work, private job work. So these are all, which is truth we don't know, in fact, because that is different to different people also. So truth can be subjective. There is something called subjective truth also. Can we go abroad after becoming IAS? You can go, but not to park your money in the Swiss bank. Why you are going is important. I saw collector is teaching in the institution. That will discuss in the code of conduct. You can teach in the institution as an hobby. You should not teach only for taking the money or to earn the money. Your intention behind that is not to earn the money. Normally, as a civil servant, also there is something called hobby. Hobby is something after doing that you enjoy it. You get more happy. Normally, why do we say that you should not work after the office hours? Is that you are already working 8 hours. If you again work, actually, it will become stress to you. But when you pursue your hobby, you are getting more energy. So teaching can be a hobby, acting in the cinema or serials can be a hobby. So talking in an your YouTube channel can be happy, writing a book can be hobby. So all of this you can do and you can earn the money also. But the intention behind that should not be to earn the money, to make sure that you pursue your habit. So according to the Sri Krishna, truth is not what you see or hear, it is what you believe. Okay. When the cases of complaint come, I can use the code to go for the investigation. Yes. So don't say about marriage here, sir. Some people want wives and some hate spouses. That's what I said also with the Shri. Um, okay, that one you remind. Is there is any limit to earn the money? There is no limit to earn the money. You have to keep limit to yourself. So, as a public servant, yes, if you are earning too much of money, that is a questionable actually, because when you pursue as an hobby, you may not be earning so much of money. Okay, friends, hope it is clear to you. Let's we go further. All the doubts are addressed. Now, see, this is our explanation. What is there in your material? Let's we see. These PPTs will be shared to you. You can take the screenshot, or these PPTs are available. You can take the photo of this also. So no need to write down, but make sure that you are understanding this. Being an IAS officer, can one earn the money from the sources of hobby? Yes, you can earn, but you should declare to the government that how much you are earning and everything actually. That is again we'll discuss in the code of conduct. In simple, can you earn the money? Yes, you can earn. Do you have to declare? Yes, after a certain limit, you have to declare it. Okay, is she? Yes. So, what is impartiality? Treating everyone equally, being free from prejudices and biases. In simple, what is this prejudice? Prejudice means coming to a conclusion without aware of the facts. That's prejudice. Suppose I may never visited Pakistan. I don't know who are they. We may just see some media, something. Suppose say all Pakistanians are terrorists or something. That can be a prejudice. So we don't know what is that. In fact, they know somebody say by looking at your face, I can tell what kind of person you are. If looking at my face or knowing my name, caste, religion, if somebody can guess my character or what kind of person I am, that is not a greatness, that is a foolishness. By looking at a person, when you see their height actually or the way they look, their their color and all, how can we say that their character? All black people are like this, white people are like this, Hindu, can you say any statement like that? Normally all Hindus are like this, all Indians are like this, all Tamilians are like this. Can you come up with any statement which you feel appropriate? Or just because the moment I know somebody is Tamilian, I can say something, or when I say somebody is from Bihar, I can say something. All Biharis are like this, all people Kashmiris are like this. Do you have any such characteristics? Can we run a business? No, you cannot run a business. Salary of an IAS officer ranges, it will be definitely more than 1 lakh rupees in the initial stages. All Biharis are from Bihar. Vaishna has a statement. Tell something about their qualities, characters. Is there is any such thing? The ethics same to all the people, like other country people follow the same as it is like us. Yeah, it can be like, for example, if somebody is saying for girls, arts is most actually convenient, for boys, science is convenient and everything. These are all maybe the prejudice. The boys have a better leadership qualities than the girls. So once again, if you know attitude will differentiate more about stereotypes, prejudices, biases and everything, discrimination in detail. For now, the simple definition of prejudice is coming to a conclusion without aware of the facts. Bias means giving preference to somebody, giving preference to someone at the cost of other, at the cost of other. This is called bias. So not having bias is impartiality. Suppose there is once again Mr. A, actually A and B have applied for a job. Normally when we analyze this, the B person is actually is the got high marks, is high marks actually compared to A. I need to select somebody. So I should have selected based on the criteria person with B only high marks. But when I came to know that this person is from Dalit, actually, suppose I've given a job to A Brahmin, this though this person got a less marks, then what I've done, I'm giving preference to A at the cost of B. Though B is actually got higher marks and everything, but just because of their Dalit, suppose I'm not giving and I'm giving to the A, and that is called bias, and we should not do that. So decisions are based on the law of the land or the legal criteria, and we are not doing any discrimination based on the caste, region, religion, etc. This is impartiality, and we have discussed it. So non-partisan. What is partisan? Supporter of a political party. Not supporting any particular party is a non-partisanship. We have to do the task without any fear or favor. We have discussed this. To give correct and objective advice to our political masters, the bosses, or the leaders. The policies are to be implemented with full zeal and enthusiasm, keeping all our personal biases at aside. If government come up with that, we are constructing a dam here, we are repealing the Article 370, we are implementing the Farmers Act, we are coming with the right to education, we are allowing the women to women to enter into Shabarimala temple. Whether I personally like it or not is not a matter. Once they have taken an official decision, I have to implement with much enthusiasm, and because that is my duty to do it. So observe this. Just go through this slide for a few seconds. Observe this. That check the dictionary Tehsil. It's a dictionary word. So per month 1 lakh. Yes, Avani and Vedastri, it will be a minimum 1 lakh per month, not for 1 year. Okay. Okay, now please listen to this. So, political impartiality, non partisanship, and political neutrality. In simple, all three are same actually. But if you want to differentiate them, giving equal treatment to all the political parties is political impartiality. Not involving in political activity. Word like political activity means, suppose there is one party in the power, they are increasing the petrol price. Another party are conducting a protest against this party. That's one political activity. Or like collecting the funds for a political party. So I attending as a guest where we are promoting a political party. All these are the political activities that you should not involve. If you want to follow one, you should follow two. If you want to follow two, you should follow one. And when you follow one and two, that is called political neutrality. Here, PI refers to political impartiality, NP refers to the non-partisanship. Can we use our personal salary for our personal uses and luxuries? It is your own salary. You can use for anything which is legal. You should not use it to buy drugs or something. For all your any personal expenses, that is, you can use it because it is your salary. Sir, if wife is a civil servant, then can husband or family members run a business? Yes, they can. They can easily run. There is no such restriction. As you said, if I'm a civil servant, or generally somebody is a civil servant, their wife, husband, brother, sister, father, mother, father-in-law, mother-in-law, they can do any other way, any businesses which are legal. Objectivity, what we discussed is decision based on the facts and evidences. So again, as we discussed, when we want to do investigation as a suicide or murder, or whether community A has done, B has done. Once again, so there is a communal clash between community A and B, like Hindu, Muslims, or any community they are fighting. If I want to take a decision, first I should be open-minded, listen to both the side of views. I should be ready to listen to the both the viewpoints, and I will provide the information when the politician asked based on the facts and evidences. We are a generalist. That means we have a general idea about everything. Whenever it is required, we should be happy, and we should give importance to the experts in that. Something related to investigation, some forensic experts may be there, some great engineers can be there, scientists can be there, doctors will be there. We should also listen to them. So that's called being open minded, ready to learn, having the genuine curiosity, giving priority to the facts and evidences, and implement the policies effectively, irrespective of his or her personal likes and dislikes. All three are related, and that's why we are discussing it together. So many of the people want to follow impartiality, non-partisanship, objectivity, but there is one problem is there in the process of following. That is known as politicization of bureaucracy. So what is PB? Think about it. By the time if there is any doubts that I have to take, is there is any tax cutting more than the common people compared to IAS? No. The tax will be same as actually what normal people will pay. Can they live together? Yes, of course. The husband, wife can live together. Brother, sister can live together. Parents and children can live together. Just because you are doing business or you are in politics, that doesn't mean that you have to live separately. Lakshmi, please check the dictionary. Have dictionary with you. Some words actually, like, what is politics, what is bribe, what is corruption, and what is zeal, what is enthusiasm and protest. So it is a great opportunity that you are learning the meaning, antonyms, synonyms, and everything. So also it is advisable to have a dictionary with you. Okay, sir, if there is a business going on my name, then should I have to transfer it to my spouse before joining? Yes, Sakshi, you have to. You should not run it. Sir, first we learned about the factor to keep in mind while judging if the decisions or act is ethical or not, like the means and end, intention, consequences, etc. But then we studied the dimension of ethics like utilitarianism, virtue, way to use what to judge others and others to judge. You should know everything, Mr. Test username or Sushmit. What is more relevant that should be used based on the context. You know, so many things, like so many constitutional articles are there, like 400 close to that. Which article, when to use it, actually that depends upon the which situation you are in, which context you are in. Bhagavad Gita talks about thousands of shlokas. Sir, which shloka to use with, that depends on the context. Whichever you feel appropriate in that context, use it. When we discuss case study, you see few things that we have used it, that's all. If I become an IAS, then fall in love with IFS, then how can we live with my partner? That you have to decide depending upon which country they are in, which country, which where you are in, how many days, holidays are there, and all. So there are, but sometimes you have to separate. Many soldiers live far away. They are there. Many people in India, they migrate to Dubai actually for working, America and all. They will stay, they maintain a distance relationship. So that can also be the option. So Vedashree, that we can plan in the training in Labasna. Can civil servant invest in mutual funds and stocks? Yes, actually, you can invest in mutual funds and stocks. Actually, long-term investor, intraday trading, you should not do that. That's all. Sir, but if we don't do their work, a politician will target our family and family members. J, the username J. So that's why if you watch the D Rupa IPS TED Talk, D Rupa IPS officer, you should know how to differentiate between what is the demand of the law and what is the demand of the politician. You have to implement or do your duties according to the law of the land. So then there is a sufficient protection available to you also. Yes, friends, think about this word politicization of bureaucracy. Sir, if you don't do their work, politician will target our family. When the bureaucrats go with the interest of ruling party, it is called politicization of bureaucracy. Sir, are they doing the same thing, that is judging the action? Distance relationship. Check the Google, Vivek ji. Political party control or gives direction to the bureaucrats, called, okay, after cracking the interview, how much time we take to take the charge? First, after the interview, you will go to Labasna for a basic training, and based on the service that you get, there will be a further training. Once your all training is completed, you will be working as a probationary officer, and once you are satisfied with the knowledge, skills, and that you are having, then you will get an independent charge. That depends on your performance and everything. It may take 2.5 years to get the independent charge. Is a limit to invest and earn the money from the long term trading and the stocks. See, there is no limit to invest in the money in the long term trading and stock. Whatever you are genuinely earning legally, that you can invest it. So PM Indira Gandhi ji has used the bureaucracy for election campaign. Is that politicization of bureaucracy? Yes, it can be if she has done it. Okay, just last 30 seconds, think about this, then we are discussing this. Are they doing the same thing, that is judging the actions from the ethical point of view? Who are they? What they are judging? And what was the last question? Because there are so many questions that we discussed. Can IAS officer trade in the share market? Yes, you can invest in the share market. Avani wants to know about break. See, we are in the seventh session. We have already taken sixth session. In every session, we have given around 7 o'clock break. But still, you want to know this, Avani. Let's focus on the topic, friends. Yes, friends, please listen to this. Where to use what, one judge others or judge the personal action? So once again, test actually, or Sushmit, my answer is same. You have to keep in mind, and in whenever a question comes, you have to apply whichever is more relevant in that context. Whenever you are taking the official decision making, all these concepts that we discuss is applicable to the decisions that you take as an officer in the personal life. Yes, friends, please listen to this. In the bureaucracy, that is in the there is something called bureaucratic processes. The many processes associated with the civil servants, like there is something called recruitment. Then, after we recruit the civil servants, sometimes they are transferred. Transfer. Now, after their transfers, actually, based on their actually some criteria, promotion will be given. Then there is a something called suspension. Then there is a recognition. All this is called as bureaucratic processes. In generally, civil servants are recruited based on what? Based on merit, like educational qualification, participating in the competitive examination. Whoever performs well, they will get recruited. Why they are transferred? Sometimes we see that where the media uses the word they're transferred as a punishment and all. In generally, we should not transfer a person as a part of punishment. Suppose I'm working in a department, you are transfer because I've done something wrong and you are transferring to the B department. Then that we saying that B department doesn't require more efficient people. Or suppose I'm working in Delhi, just example, and I made some mistakes, or I'm an unethical person, so you are transferred me to the northeast. Then we are telling that okay, northeast people do not require ethical people or something like that. No, that is the wrong way to convey that. No, in fact, we should not transfer as a punishment in generally. So but there, what is the way to one way to transfer? This person has some sufficient skill that is more suitable in this criteria, or this post is actually we can utilize the potential of this person in a better way. So we will write transfers are done for administrative reasons. Promotion in a government organization, promotions are given based on the one is experience and also the performance of a person. Both are considered. There's an annual evaluation of the officers, and there will be a score is given out of 10, and the experience, both are considered for a promotion. And whenever they have violation, they have done a violation of laws, rules, regulation, violation of laws, rules, regulation, and based on the severity of the violation they have done, there may be a suspension. And when they have done extraordinary achievement, like the best IAS officer of the year award, eminent IAS officer of year of the award. All this will be done. This is called as bureaucratic process. This is called as the bureaucratic process. In this bureaucratic process, politician interference will be there. Politician interference will be there. That's common. But when it is not required, but still they are interfering, that is called unnecessary. Unnecessary politician or the political interference. Unnecessary political interference in the bureaucratic process. So normally, what should be the age criteria and how do they transfer? They will interfere. But even though when it is not interfered, or when it is no inappropriate interference, so one whether it is not necessary to interfere, but they are interfering, or unethical political interference. Unethical political interference. Somebody is transferred because suppose there is a communal fight between A community and B community. There are five people who are actually both community has involved a problem. So we arrested five people from A community, five people from B because they are the one who triggered the fight. So we have arrested both as a police official. The local politician will come see A is our vote bank. You should not touch them. Release the people who belong to A community, but take a strict action against only B community. Now I am not doing that, sir. No, sir. According to law, it is not wrong actually. So no matter what, will make sure that both will get punished. So because of that reason, I was transferred to some other area. Then other official will come and that person will release. So that is unethical political interference in this transfer or unnecessary. And this is called politicization of bureaucracy. In any country, in any state, if there is a politicization of bureaucracy is there, can you think for some time what can happen? What to do in the case of unethical interference? What to do? We can question why I was transferred, but even after that I have transferred, just get ready to transfer, and no matter wherever you go, you work with ethics. Now suppose I have been transferred to another area because other person who is coming, they can do the favor. But if every bureaucrat decide that they do only what is appropriate, then we can bring ethics in the organization. Okay. So 1 year, the UPSC has given this definition of politicization of bureaucracy, and hope you have understood what it is. And they've asked this question: what are the consequences of politicization of bureaucracy? Usually, UPSC, with respect to ethics, they don't want you to memorize something. They may give the definition, but when you know what is PB, that is politicization of bureaucracy, they want you to think what are the consequences. Misuse of power, corruption increases, efficiency reduces, trust deficit. Keep the bag always pack. Yes, in general sense, it is mentally be ready to get transferred, because if you keep bag pack not actually ready, then you have to wash them again, iron it and keep it in the bag. Keep it in almara only, but mentally be ready to get transferred. Principle of equality or merit or the fair decision are all in the thread. Corruption, favoritism, nepotism, unethical action. Yeah, yeah. She said to keep the backpack ready. That is just in a literal sense, it is correct. In a general sense, it is correct. We are trying to make it fun. Yes, zeal and enthusiasm decreases. Sir, is there is any rule that IAS need to salute MLA? So there may not be a rule that you have to salute, but you have to respect them. But how do you show respect is a different cases actually. But there is a general rule. If you are higher authority to lower authority, or politician and bureaucrat, both have to respect each other. Yes, fine, super. Ravi, we are discussing in the Indian context, and we have also used the word actually unethical and unnecessary interference. Okay, please recheck these two facts. Yes. So, with respect to the civil servants, what are all the things can happen? Go through this slide and see, is it making any sense to you? MLA is a big, or MP is big, or DC is good actually, or SP is good actually. There is no such hierarchy between this. They have their own jurisdiction and the work. They have to do their duty properly. Case by case basis, somebody has a more say compared to the other situation. So there is no hierarchy for politicians and this exactly. Okay, it is a case by case basis, situation based on the situation. They have their own jurisdictions. They have to respect each other. Please go through this slide and see, is it making any sense to you? Did we study attitude? No, Rutika. We are yet to start. Or we are yet to study. That's also correct. When we salute an MP, MLA, actually, we are not saluting that person, but because of the post they are occupying, we are respecting the post that they are in. We are respecting for the democracy. Okay, I will explain this way, Dashri. Now listen to me. What we are discussing, if there is a politicization of bureaucracy, that means there is so much of unethical and unnecessary politicians interference in the recruitment, transfers, promotion and everything. Now as a civil servant, listen to me. Now earlier, suppose my transfer actually or my promotion was earlier, suppose based on my performance, I'll try to do my duty well. Now what is happening, whether I will get transfer or not, whether I will get promotion or not, recognition, everything, politicians are deciding. So they will have a say. They can decide, they can transfer me, or they can give a promotion to me. They can transfer to the positions that I want. They can give promotion to me. They can give extraordinary recognition to me, or actually they can also suspend me unnecessary or even unethically. If this situation is prevailing, normally we have to be politically neutral. We are not favoring any politician. But when this is too much, what we civil servants may do, they develop a loyalty. Yes, sir, you are right. Whatever you say, I'll follow. We are developing the loyalty to the politics party in the power, that it can happen. In generally we should serve for the position, like position of MLA, MP or the PM. Now we start serving for the person. See, serving for PM is different from serving for Modi ji. Serving for CM is different from serving for Nitish Kumar or any other CM. Normally we need to advise based on the facts and evidences. So whether it is something is right or wrong, now we will start advising whatever something that benefit the party. So sir, what these are the things that you can do so that you can come to power again. That's not your duty, but you may be doing, because they will only decide whether I should be transferred or not. In generally I should focus on improving my knowledge, skills, capabilities, and because of this I'll be start focusing on how to impress politician, because if we impress, we will get better promotion, recognition, everything. As a civil servant, we should think about India, about what is the long term strategic plans, how India should be in the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. But now we'll be giving priority to popular schemes. Some schemes appear to be good to people so that they will get vote, but in reality they may not be helping as much as what they think as helping. Now what is popular schemes is subjective, but many experts believe freebies are actually anything that is giving freebies. So it may appear that we are helping them, but in fact we are making as dependents. There are pros, there are cons actually, but it may not have so much benefit as people think. So we may give focus on popular schemes. So when the civil servants, aspirant, the graduates who want to come to the civil services in the future, when they know that we study a lot and we clear the toughest examination and we can't even do right work, we should work this for nonsense politician actually, who for their own selfish interest, who create a problem to us. That is the point that discourages many talented and qualified graduates to enter into the civil services. So to enter into civil services, why they are discouraged? To enter to the civil services, to enter into the civil services. So they may try other corporate actually, or they may go for another country also. These are the few consequences along with other consequences that you mentioned. Political neutral versus political loyalty. Politically neutral means you are not favoring any party. Political loyalty means you are developing a favoritism to one party. That's political loyalty. Okay, hope we are clear here. Any doubts here? So the last two slides before we go further, focus here actually. So Shalu wants to know third point. So 1 2 3. So advise, in generally I need to, as a civil servant I need to advise based on the facts and evidences, but now we are not helping actually with taking decision based on the facts and evidences. We are giving suggestion which benefit the party, like demonetization, whether it benefit the people or not, that we should analyze. But now we'll analyze, sir, you do just example I'm giving. Sir, you do demonetization, though we cannot take black money, but there is a feeling that our government is doing something to bring back the black money that will give us the votes in the next time. Suppose we are giving this suggestion, so we are giving suggestion that benefits the party, not benefiting the people or in general. That is an example. Now, suppose by mistake, if there is a complete impartiality in the civil services and the non-partisanship and objectivity, that means as a civil servants, we treat everybody equally, no discrimination based on the caste, no discrimination based on the political party they belong to, and we take the decision based on the facts and evidences. Then there will be a transparency in the public life. Transparency means no secrecy, sharing the information. Normally, if something is wrong, we try to hide that, but when everything is clear, we are happy to share the information. We implement the programs actually very with efficiency, because we are not favoring anybody. Whoever is eligible, we are giving them contract. So there is an efficient utilization or efficient implementation of programs. The resources are limited. Law will decide whom to give. We'll make sure that they will get the benefit. So the productive use of the limited resources. So when the benefits are reached to the correct people, so that the so-called poor people or the weaker section of society, whoever is there, or the backward section of society, they will get better education, they will get skills properly, they will get health, and because of all this they will get a jobs and everything. So that lead to the inequality, justice, liberty, fraternity, equality, everything. That is a constitutional values. And people started believing in the public administration. When they start doing involving in a job, they will earn the money, earn money, they will produce goods and services, and that lead to the inclusive growth, where only not few sections of society is growing, everybody is growing. One criticism, some experts say India is growing but Indians are not growing. The only few section of society is growing. Now when the inclusive growth is achieved, it is not only India is growing but Indians are growing, all the people will grow. That will happen when the civil servants have these three values. Now one video or the homework that is related to this topic, you have to watch. If you go to YouTube and type TN session, you will get some videos. So TN session, you have to know, he is an example for impartiality. He is an example for non-partisanship. He is an example for spirit of service. He was an IAS officer from the Tamil Nadu cadre, joined actually in the year 1955. In 1989, he has become the cabinet secretary, one of the top positions that IAS officer can reach. But his main role that we discuss is also related to the year 1990 to 96, where he was the 10th chief election commissioner, and he brought some reforms in the elections. And what are those reforms and everything, you have to know yourself actually. Please check actually YouTube or the Google and you will get some information. This is a homework that you have to do. Yes, he was the former CEC. KJ Rao was also good. Yes, if you feel any of other are appropriate. Yes, Lakshmi thinks that he is dead. Not only you think, it is also right actually that he died. Sir, what is the fifth point in the consequences? Consequences, fifth point. 1 2 3 4 5. So that's what it's same. As a civil servant, we have to plan actually how India should be in the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and everything. That is called long term strategic plans. That should be priority for the civil servants. But if there is a politicization of bureaucracy, we are giving priority to some schemes which appear to be good, but in fact it is not benefiting, so that people vote for the party. But are they really benefiting them or not? That is not very clear. MCC was not brought by him. MCC was their model code of conduct, but it was effectively implemented by him. Okay, so no more about it. Sir, please keep the last slide on the screen before the break. Which screen? When I say last screen, it's about TN sessions key. That what is CEC? Chief Election Commissioner. So this slide we want to keep it actually before this slide. Somebody wants this slide, somebody wants before this slide. So don't worry, we'll keep this slide actually. And did you explain again which were concept that you want to know, Arti? So once after the break, we'll start a new topic. So before that, if somebody has any doubt, you can ask now. So then we'll take the break. So TN session. So I've just explained what is it. You have to do some research and try to find out more about TN session, some information. He is an example for impartiality and non-partisanship and the spirit of service. In 1955, he has joined as an IAS officer from the Tamil Nadu cadre. In 1989, he was a cabinet secretary. And in 1990 to 96, he was the 10th chief election commissioner. And being the chief election commissioner, he brought some reforms that was able to decrease the corruption which is happening in the elections. That was actually try to give the equal opportunities actually for other people who are contesting. So he was able to effectively implement the model code of conduct and all. So related to that, make a simple notes of 3-4 pages. What is the measures that should be done for to deal with politicization of bureaucracy? Simple, see, it's all, see, as a politician, why are we giving problem to civil servants? Because if somebody is honest, actually civil servants are there, they are not allowing us to make the money. Why do we have to make the money? Because we have to give it to the voters. Suppose as a voters, actually we tell them, see, now I've done PhD on this, or I'm a most educated person, ethical person. This is the manifesto. You vote for me. Many people don't vote it. We give 1,500, 2,000, they vote it. So a change it should come actually overall. And if we can create a situation where somebody without giving the money can get a seat and can get also selected as an MP, MLA, Sarpanch, and everything, when there are few people, when more and more people can come from this category, then there is a solution to this. And what is the other solution to take, Shalu? In there is a chapter called Ethics in Governance. That is the third chapter in our syllabus. There you will get more idea. Okay, friends. So these are all the topics of our discussion. So we'll take a break now, and we will meet at 7:20. So class starts at 7:20. So because this is already written, so let us we go to empty slide and write this. So break time. Class starts at 7:20 p.m. Hi, friends. So, welcome to you all after a small commercial break. Shall we start with a new topic or any few doubts that is left to you? Just for some clarification about salary, say the basic salary when we say the initially when the stages when you get it may ranges from 56,000, but when we include as a gross salary, which include your travel allowance, dearness allowance, house rent allowances, if you together everything, it will definitely crosses 1 lakh rupees. And when you are working as a district magistrate, that initial stages, it is 78,000 and 78,000 plus. And of course, with all other allowances together, it will cross 1.5 lakhs. Yes, let us we start. Sir, how a commercial break without any advertisement? So, normally what happens in the offline classes when we give the break, so they go outside and have actually coffee or tea or something, right? You go and buy. That's a commerce is involved. So in that way, it is a commercial break. Suppose in the break you are outside home, you will eat something, and it leads to the business to some people. Say it is same as IAS, IPS actually, with little differences. 60,000 a basic income, up to 1.5 lakh the gross income. Okay, so because of anyhow, for a public servant, salary is of not much important. That is required to lead a decent standard of life. Whatever is required, that it will be available to you. Yes, friends. So once we have understood this impartiality, non-partisanship, and the objectivity, now we are going to understand this sympathy, empathy, compassion. As all of you have back from this, break, the few of eight to join, we'll just take 1 minute so that others join, because once we start, it will take around 20 plus minutes to complete this. Then I will ask the doubts. So have how many of you have written the test one? For ethics, we have given the test one. Have you written? And I think today you have also got the test two uh, test actually, which is based on our last 5 6 sessions. As any of you have got the question paper, have you written those tests? So total two tests were shared with you as far as ethics. If not, you will get it actually. Where is the test? Okay. So there is no chronology, Rutika. So we discussed the three important values that is required for a civil servant. That is impartiality, non-partisanship, and objectivity. That's what we discussed actually. Before that, we discussed one case study that is based on the previous sessions. Okay, so I will, the team will update you about where you can find the test. Okay, so don't worry about it. And which book I can read for ethics, for this ethics, sir? For this ethics, that ethics, everything. So we have been telling from the day one. So you have to please practice this actually classes, and then you can refer to any one source. So that what is that one source that we have been repeatedly telling? You have the option one. You can refer to this blog. If you go to Google and type ethics and essay by Sri, ethics and essay by Sri, you have the content for reference. Or Subbarao sir book actually that we have given it to you, that also you can refer. Or you want to buy another book actually, DK Balaji, actually ethics book by DK Balaji. If you type, you will get it. Any of these three sources you can write it actually. All are good sources. Any one refer, don't read all the three. For an aspirant, one is sufficient. It's all about understanding. Okay friends, let's we start our journey. As we discussed for the previous topic, now we are going to discuss this. Please have a patience for the next 20 minutes. Keep writing whatever we are discussing, and any doubts that you have after the 20 minutes, we'll take the doubts. Suppose you have some doubts, so just paste it here or post it here, so that, but we'll take the doubts at the end of our discussion. Okay, now we are entering into this discussion. Please focus here. Let us we understand what is sympathy, empathy, compassion, and other related concepts. Okay, imagine this situation. Once there was a farmer, and the name of the farmer is, okay, let's we take this. There was a Rajappa, one name that we have given like Rajappa. He was a farmer. So living in a village, have a married wife, two kids are there. He has 2 acres of land. So less than 1 hectare, small farmer, doing his agriculture. Some year profit, some year loss, somehow he was leading his life. One day, one of the rich person from the village has come to him and has shown some land records. And see, these are the land records that your father has given this land to me. I was outside this village for some days, so I couldn't talk to you. And your father has taken some money from me and he did not return. So this land belongs to me. So, but I'll give you 1 month time and please vacate this land and go. So this person, who is a rich person called Venkatesh, just some hypothetical name. So Venkatesh, he says this. Now this Rajappa, he was in a shock. He was not even aware of any of these details. His father never told him actually. Now this Raja, as a Rajappa, now I'm the Rajappa, a farmer. I'm in a very shock. Arey, my father never told me about this. He was not so educated when he was taken the land and actually, and when this all return thing ever happened. And is my father can sell this land actually? That is a hereditary property without my permission. Now how to prove that this land records are true that he has given, and it is his thumb impression only. Now he is no more actually. Now I lost my father. Now I have these 2 acres of land and this person is asking. I can't understand. I'm an illiterate person, so what to do? Array. So let me go to town. There will be some registration office will be there. I can talk to those official and can find a solution. So got ready actually. And this village is around 8 kilometers away from the town. There was no proper transportation. Somehow I visited this office and there's a government office. Somehow I felt happy that okay, I may find some hope here. So I went there, and there are few rooms are there actually, which are related to different registration and all. And even I'm not sure is this the right place to come. So some land registration office and everything was there. Now, there is one room in which one officer was sitting. I'll go there. Sir, I want to talk to you for 2 minutes. Can you please listen to me? Ha, come on. What is your problem? Tell me. So he's continuing to do his work and also listening. So now, after some time, sir, this is my problem, sir. Please find a solution. Arey, whatever you said, I don't even listen. Actually, I was busy with some work. Actually, unnecessarily don't irritate me early in the morning. Whatever the problem that you are having, write in detail in an application form and give it to us. We will look into it. Early morning, don't disturb me. Just go aside. So this is known as apathy. What is apathy? Not showing any care, concern, or emotions towards others' problem. A means absence. Here, pathy means pathos, emotions. So, absence of emotion in this context, like not showing any care, concern, or emotion towards others' problem. This Rajappa, sir, in mind he was thinking, sir, you want me to write application. If I know how to write an application, I would have find solution by myself, sir. Okay, what to do? Let me came out. And then go to another room actually. In another officer is sitting once again. Actually, this lady officer is sitting, and he will go, madam, so I want to talk to you for 2 minutes. Please, listen to me, my problem, and give me some solution. Oh, come man, come, sit down. May I know your name? And this person say Rajappa. Oh, Rajappa. So don't worry. We are here as a public servants to solve your problem only. So tell me, what is your problem? Then Rajappa will explain in detail whatever the problems that he's having, everything. After listening to that, this lady officer, she says, I'm feeling very bad for whatever happened to you. I'm really sad. It shouldn't have been happened to you. I can understand, you are in a difficult situation. Don't worry, give me further details, who is that landlord and everything. I'll note down everything. Give me your phone number also. I will call you as early as possible. You just go, don't worry, we are here to help you. So Rajappa feel bit happy. Okay, there is one officer who is there. Actually, that's why we should respect women. They're great. Actually, somehow she was able to help me. Actually, so I should also my educate my daughter so that she will become officer like this and will help me. Actually, help many other poor people like me. So I have to educate. So he will go with his to his home. And what is happened here is known as sympathy. Now this is called sympathy. Now, what is sympathy? Sympathy is showing care, concern, or emotions towards others' problem. Showing care, concern towards others' problem. It is getting awareness of others' situation. Getting awareness of others' situation. Even to get awareness, you should listen. In apathy, in the first case, this officer is not even listening, just hearing is happening. Hearing what happened in sometimes many of you might be doing it also. Whatever I is saying, the words are reaching to your one ear. It said it is coming out of another ear without getting being processed. That is called hearing. When you are listening, whatever I say, you are trying to imagine the situation, making some sense out of it, whatever we are saying, that's called listening. So they are trying to get awareness about the situation. It is an process of giving assurance to them. It is a process of giving assurance. It is a process of making that person comfort. Like here, assurance she is giving. See, don't worry, we are here to help you only. We will solve your problem. We are giving the assurance. We are trying to make that person comfort. So don't feel bad. Actually, I know I can understand this problem. It is very difficult. Please, calm down. Don't cry, Rajappaji. We will there now will take care of it. So that's making that person comfort. Sometimes we see, when somebody lost their family members, we go and talk to them. I'm really feeling sad for whatever happened. Please don't cry. This God is there. No, whoever is actually good people, he takes away. ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವರೇ ಹಿಂಗೆ ರೀ ನಮ್ ದೇವ್ರು ಬಿಡೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವರೇ ಬೇಗ ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗ್ತಾರಪ್ಪ ಈ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ. So the good people he will take away, so don't worry, that's we say. Or sometimes when the people, in a disaster, they lost their valuable belongings and everything, local politician will go and tell, see, we are feeling sad, but it's natural, we can't help much, but whatever the compensation that is possible, we'll pay that. That's a sympathy. When somebody the robbery attempt happened, people are crying, the police will go and tell you, don't worry, within 24 hours we'll find the criminal and we'll get your valuables back. That's also a sympathy. So this sympathy is spontaneous and momentary in nature. It is spontaneous but momentary in nature. So what is this spontaneous and momentary in nature? Normally, when we are walking in a road and I suppose I saw a boy who is 10-year-old begging, no hands, no legs actually. And we may think, array, life is so difficult for these people. We have hand, legs, education and everything. Still, there are so many problems we see. And ab kaisa hoga is bacche ko? So there are no hands, no legs. How can be this person he can lead a life also? So that means the moment I see that baby or a person 10-year-old, I'm getting this feeling, emotions of expressing the sadness and everything. Suppose I see that and I may just move away. After few steps from this, I met another friend, actually my friend Ramesh. Oh, hi Ramesh, it has been many days. Actually, I felt so happy to meet you. Come, we'll go for a movie and everything. So we went, and that scene is over there only. That was actually whenever I felt, that was a genuine only, not fake. I really felt sad for whatever happened. But when I move from here to there, I forgot about that. That was for actually, usually sympathy stays for that moment only. Even when this officer is listening to Rajappa's problem, she was actually feeling that this is a genuine problem we need to solve. She took application, kept it, but got busy with other things. Now this Ramappa went to his home expecting that madam will call. Actually 5 days is over, 10 days is over, 15 days, 20 days. No call, nothing. And 10 more days the landlord may take away my property. What to do? He'll come back again. So this time that lady officer was not there. So some other officer is sitting, but like as a Rajappa, I don't have any other option. Once again, I'll go there. Sir, I want to talk to you for 2 minutes, sir. Please listen to my problem, sir, and give me a solution. Man, why do you cry, man? Why? First come here, sit down, sit down. Okay, sit down. So do you like to have coffee or tea, or you need water? Sir, I don't want any coffee or tea. Actually, please listen to my problem and give me a solution. Okay, Rajappa. Okay, I heard that your name is Rajappa. So don't worry. Again, we are here to help you. Now, first calm down. Okay, you have come from far. Okay, we'll switch on the fan. Please calm down. Now, slowly tell me what is the exact details. Tell me every detail of your problem. Then we'll find a solution. Now Rajappa will start speaking about his problem. When Rajappa starts speaking, now as an officer, if I just as an officer, if I understand, there are 100 cases will be coming in a month actually. So there may be hundreds of cases. So, but now what I'm trying to do, I am trying to imagine I am trying to travel myself in the position of Rajappa. Now I'm not listening to that actually from the perspective of an officer. I'm trying to imagine myself in the position of Rajappa, and if I would have been a farmer and this is my situation, how that would have been. I'm trying to experience it. Like what happens, you might have watched many movies. The movies are created in such a way that we are traveling according to the lead character. Suppose we call a hero. When hero is happy, we are happy. When like suppose when hero is in a problem, some villain is creating a problem, we are getting angry on that villain. It may be sometimes so emotional. Suppose if the person who parties acted as a villain, if that person is in a theater, they would have may really attack that villain also. So that you are what I'm doing normally in the movies, in a very emotional and all, we are also crying. We are trying to experience the same thing that the lead character is experiencing. That's how most movies are made. You are traveling that, and what we are experiencing there, it's an empathy. So what is an empathy? Empathy is an ability of a person. Sorry. Ability of a person to understand others, to understand others from their perspective. Ability of a person to understand the others from their perspective. It is about being in the another person's shoes. Being in the another person's shoes. Looking the world. Keep writing and I'll also explain to you. So looking the world through eyes of others. Being in the another person's shoes. Looking the world through eyes of others. Empathy grows with our learning. The more and more we learn, we can improve our empathetic abilities also. Through empathy, we will not only understand their pain and suffering. Through the empathy, we will understand the pain and suffering, but not only the pain and suffering, but also its nature and intensity. We not only understand the pain and sufferings, but also the nature and intensity of that suffering also we can understand. That is the power of empathy. However, I will explain all of this. However, absolute empathy, absolute empathy is unrealistic. Absolute empathy is unrealistic. What is it? I'll explain to you. Pathy meaning here, pathos means emotions in this context. The word patho has a different meaning. In pathology, actually, it is about diseases studies, pathogen disease causing organisms. So here, pathos means emotions. Okay, so what I'm doing as an officer, I'm trying to understand the Rajapa's problem from Rajapa's perspective. So I'm like, being in the another person's shoes. It is, generally said that. Suppose if there is a city called Chennai, Hyderabad, Delhi, Bengaluru, or any of these cities, and if you ask a common person, how is Bengaluru? The common person's version of Bengaluru is different. The person who is begging on street, that person has a different perception of Bengaluru. And one who is a government official, a private employee, CEO of a company, illiterate, uneducated, one who lost some money, some scams have happened to a person. Bengaluru is same, but different people look at Bengaluru in a different ways. Suppose we are imposing lockdown. Now we not only analyze what is the impact of lockdown to my family. There are many students who has to go to school. The many people who are working in industries, the government officials, private employees, the many people who have migrated from one area to another area. So what is the impact on the people who are are begging? So you should be able to look the lockdown from different people's situations. That is called looking the world through eyes of other people. Now once again, situation is same. Usually the boys look at the situation in one way, girls look at the same situation in a different way. That's why it is said that so the men and women look at the same issue as so differently. It appears as that actually men are come from the Mars and women are come from the Venus, and they both started living on the Earth. Actually, it appears that they both come from a different planets and started living on the Earth. It seems. There is one famous book titled as "Men are from the Mars and Women are from the Venus." So but that's what we should, as a men we should try to understand the world from women perspective also. As a woman, she should also try to understand the world from a men's perspective. So being in the another person's shoes, so now how to know that? Suppose if I never heard about what is a soldier, what is a nature of work and everything, I cannot empathize with a soldier. If I can happen to read a book about the life of a soldier, if I can attend a seminar about it, if I can watch a documentary about it, a movie about him or her, or if I get an opportunity to go and stay there, so these are all the different kinds of learning I'm doing. Then I can empathize with the people in a better way. If I don't know who are tribal, we may just, are what are this tribal when there's so much advanced technology are there? Are there just they want to, some tribal want to live on the forest or something? So then no, what is life is different to different people actually. So if we can read them, if we can watch a documentary about them, can find some time to live with them and all, it helps to understand them in a better way. When we understand other people through the empathy, we are almost experiencing the same thing that other person is experiencing. We are not only understanding what is the pain or the suffering that they are undergoing, but how intense is that, what is the nature of the pain they are undergoing, that also we can understand. But there is also a limitation to this empathy. Now once again, absolute empathy means, suppose if somebody comes with a problem and telling me, I am trying to experience the exactly the same way that other person is experiencing, that's called absolute empathy. That may not be possible, because reading about somebody, watching documentary, watching movies, and what is reality may be different. If somebody comes to me and say, sir, actually I did not eat from last 2 days, sir, please help me. And if I want to empathize with that person, I should have faced hunger at least once in my lifetime. I might have studied in a book how hunger looks like. But if I not experienced it, I cannot exactly empathize with that person. And once again, we are all different. One is what is serious problem for a somebody, maybe it will look very silly. Suppose another person, for example, Vivek comes and tells me, sir, actually, I want to focus on studies, sir. I'm really prepared, want to do this. I promised my parents that I'll do. But I recently was in a relationship with a girl, but she wants to go away from me. But whenever I open my book, actually, I'm just thinking about her. I'm recalling about her. I'm not able to forget about her. And please guide me. How can I come out of this? Now, suppose if I'm aware of this issue and everything, or experience the love breakup and everything, then my answer may be different. Or trying to empathize, I'll try to empathize and maybe find a solution. If I'm not actually, maybe say, see, your parents send you to study here. You are doing all this drama, love, relationship, and all. There is nothing. It is just an attraction. Go and study, man. Or somebody, suppose, imagine if I would have experienced a love breakup and everything, then it is comparatively easy for me to go into the situation of Vivek and me understand, okay, yes, Vivek ji, it is really a challenging situation. I can understand. First thing, don't feel guilty for whatever happened. It's an experience. Somehow it has happened, it's happened. You cannot force her to be in your life. Take some break actually from your studies, and try to forget if possible. If not, actually there are counseling is available, and there are few experts are there, you may refer to them. They will give you a systematic method, help you to overcome and all. Something we may suggest it. Somebody who is facing discrimination just because they are from Dalit, they are not entered into temple. If you are not aware of the sensitivity, you may say, see, you are telling that they are not allowing you to enter into temple. You have 200 members actually. Why can't you construct a temple? Why do you want to go to their temple only? So all this logical solution may not be an appropriate solution. As a men, we may be aware of what is menstrual period, what are the physical, psychological changes that she undergoes, pregnancy, delivery, and the postpartum and everything. But we cannot exactly experience the same thing that how a woman undergoes these periods and everything, because we do not have that opportunity. So absolute empathy may not be possible, but still we are making an attempt to understand them in a better way, so it helps us to come up with a solution. So this is just one step ahead of sympathy. Hope you got some clarity about empathy now. So so when we normally understand other people, especially who are in difficulty with empathy, it becomes difficult not to help them. Suppose, okay, yes, Rajapaji, come down here. Now this is the law and everything. Yes, there is possibility, but here it is not actually our department. So you, if they, let us, you go to the court, talk to the lawyer. There is a great lawyer, I'll give the reference and everything, and this is how you can get a government lawyers. And you no need to fees anything, you argue and everything, so that there's high chances that you will get it. In the meantime, suppose if it is if nobody wants to use this land, so these are the some government schemes where you can take the benefit, and you can come here and stay. Actually, we have some extra place for temporarily, if you want, you can stay here. Or there are some NGOs are there actually to help these people who do not have the source of income or something. Or these are the job opportunities that you have. So as an officer, I cannot solve complete problem of Rajappa. Within my knowledge, experience, and the resources that I'm having, whatever the way that is possible, either guiding him how to get lawyer, or finding an alternative employment, or alternative source of income, I am doing whatever that is possible with me. That is known as compassion. That is known as compassion. Now, what is compassion? Compassion is an active attempt to alleviate, to decrease, to reduce the sufferings of others. Active attempt to alleviate the sufferings of others. So that's an action component. Just in simple words, apathy that we discussed, it is indifference. That is not showing any care, concern towards others' problem. That is indifference. In sympathy, we are getting awareness, we are listening to them, we are trying to understand about their problem and trying to make that person comfort and everything. In empathy, we are trying to experience the same thing that the other person is experiencing. In compassion, it is an action component, action, that we are making an attempt to solve the other person's problem. Now, before I go further to see what is there in our material, or before I go ahead, any doubts you have related to apathy, sympathy, empathy, and compassion, you can ask. Sir, it should be fake trap. So, which one you are talking about, Vivek ji? One person is telling same problem to more than two people, then he or she is not seeking solution, they are seeking attention. It may be, Sakshi. We don't know what they wanted, and it may not be even wrong also. If we, it's all about whether we have time to give that or not. If somebody wants attention, and if I have a time, and if I give attention, and that person, it makes the other person happy, then we can do that, right? Or we feel that we will find a, we don't know where do we get the solution from A, B, C, D. So let us we ask everybody. Okay, so Ravi has this question, actually, an interesting question. And if there is any question like this, suppose differentiate between sympathy, empathy, and compassion, and which is more important? Which is important? Now, of course, apathy or indifference is not important. With respect to the sympathy, empathy, and everything, if there is a question like which is more important, so which is important among this? So, which is important? What is your answer? I will answer that question, Ravi. So, apathy, please delete once. Apathy, please delete once. What? Why do we have to delete once? Why do we have to delete, Ms. Raji? Sympathy need for compassion to exist. Maybe it's about money with farmer. What about money with the farmer? So we need to see whether money, whether farmer has money or not. Actually, that information is not sure. If he has sufficient money, then he may not be bothering too much. Actually, you'll find other alternatives. Explain again compassion. So compassion, I will explain again. Tehseen. Vaishnav says that it feels like actually sympathy, empathy without compassion doesn't have much value. Even if you are a kind, you don't have ultimately tried to help and instead forget about it. What is the use of it? Vaishnav, you will get an answer through this. So compassion, both compassion, empathy, all actually. Okay, so different answers we have. Please listen to this. Some of you said empathy, some of our compathy, some of them you said all three actually. Now, what is the answer actually? All three are important. All three are important, and all three have their own importance also. Now, for example, somebody lost their family members. We may not get them actually get back their family members. Now, sympathy is required. In most of the disaster situations and all, especially when they lost their family members and all, then we may have sympathy. Now, most of the times policy fails because we, when we're making policy, we try to look the situation from our perspective. If we are making policy for tribals, women, farmers, we should be able to understand the situation from their perspective. While policy making, empathy is important. Policy making situation, the empathy is important. During policy implementations, compassion is important. But remember, when because you have to show the compassion, you should not go against the law of the land. You have to help somebody if you want to help, actually. In simple, what is compassion? You are helping, you are doing some action to solve the other problem. You have to help within the legal framework. If an old woman comes without a document, you should not create a fake document and help her. You will be creating the documents for her. You are helping to your helper to get the documents, and once she get documents, you will benefit her. You will give her awareness about that. Maybe may not be a legal obligation, but you spend extra time, talk to that person, guide them about how to get documents and everything, and you are trying to solve that person's problem. That is called compassion. So legal framework, so all three are important in the different contexts. Are we clear? Sympathy, empathy are better than apathy and give momentary comfort, but action is more important. So, Vaishnav, hope you got it. All three are important in the different situations. Sympathy is also important. And see, somebody, some stranger that you meet and they're having a problem, then you may not solve everybody's problem actually. You may just sympathize with them. Sympathy helps in disaster. When a disaster, when somebody lost their family member, that specific situation I'm talking about, not in disaster, Sushmit. So when somebody lost their family members and they're crying as an outsider, as a neighbor, what we can do? We can only just go to them, talk to them, and I know understand their actually problem. They will share their problem. You just listen to them. In empathy, we take action. No, Shalu, I have written here in empathy, we are experiencing it so that we'll get a better clarity. If we understand the situation from their perspective also, so we take action. And if you take action, it will become compassion, Shallow. Now, empathy is limited to this, where we are trying to experience the same thing. And then we can come up with a better solution. Example, the old couple in the bus example where law is not working. Kum kum. So where there also law is working, as I told you, but I have violated a letter of the law, but the intention is followed actually and maintained appropriate distance that is possible, and we have given a seat to the old couple case. ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್, ಯೋಜನೆಗಳನ್ನ ರೂಪಿಸುವುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾಲಿಸಿಯನ್ನ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಆ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಕಾರ್ಯರೂಪಕ್ಕೆ ತರೋದನ್ನ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಯೋಜನೆ ಕಾರ್ಯರೂಪಕ್ಕೆ ತರಕ್ ಮುಂಚೆ ರೂಪಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ನೀತಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ, ಅದನ್ನ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಜಾರಿಗೆ ತರಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? If we understand the situation from their perspective, so we also take action, then compassion happen. Yes, Shal. Aren't we being too good with compassion wouldn't make us actually vulnerable to exploitation? So compassion is important, but when do you have compassion? That's an important task actually. As you said, if somebody, I'm walking in an highway at 10 o'clock and there are other people, and if somebody wants to give me they want a drop, I may give. But 12 o'clock in the night, a pregnant woman asking for a drop, actually I may not solve her problem completely. I may just call the police station and go. So that whether police will come solve their problem, I'm not sure. So we need to have this. That doesn't mean that we get fooled by the people's emotion. Again, we should be logical. We should analyze the situation, analyze the consequences, what happens to me. We should protect ourselves, and then only we should do compassion. Which language you just spoken? I spoke. I did speak Kannada, Sakshi, in that context. Sir, the sympathy is something given by the officer to Rajappa, and empathy is listening to the listening of the woman officer, and the last one is compassion is something that actions will be taken by the officers of the. Yes, Avanish, you are right. From the examples perspective, whatever we discussed and you are saying is right. Okay, so let's we go ahead and see what is there in our material related to this. Right? Okay. Now please focus here. Again, if you have written whatever we have discussed, you no need to write this, but these are all there in your PPTs. You have to just do some value addition. So what is sympathy? Feeling sad for someone. Because why someone? It is not you are feeling jealousy because something good happened to them. You are feeling sad because something problem that they are facing. It is about showing the care and concern. It is an attempt to provide comfort and assurance, and it is spontaneous and momentary. We have discussed all these points, so I'm just going ahead. It is empathy is the ability of a person to understand the other people from their perspective. It is the capacity to place oneself in the another's shoes. Empathy grows as we learn. It helps the people to get along better and feel better. It is not even empathy is important not only for the people who are in difficulty. Any two people, if they want to stay together, husband, wife, they want to stay together, two friends want to stay together, empathy is important. Many times, see, husband, wife, they fight each other. Suppose wife will go to her office and in the lunch break, she will share her actually problem that she is facing because of her husband. Now her colleagues will listen to her side of the story and will tell, see, you are right, there is a problem with your husband only. Now husband, suppose who is facing this problem at home, normally in lunch break he will not share, because as a man you are supposed to maintain the so-called mardhood. Sharing problems with other people is not allowed according to so-called the self-established mardhood. So what they do, they in the evening, actually after the office and everything is over, they take alcohol. when you take alcohol, actually you have not as a human being, some people want to cry, laugh, scold other people, want to do everything, but you are supposed to maintain the mardhood. In the normal situation you are not doing, and when you are under the influence of alcohol, you have no obligation to maintain any of this, and your virginality will come out. You cry, you laugh, you scold, that this everybody, and then you as a man here, he may share with other so-called co participants in this alcohol party. They will listen to him and say, see Madesha, you are right, actually the problem with your wife only. The problem or the issue may be the wife also can be correct, Raja, or the husband also can be correct, but both are thinking from their own perspectives. Okay, so imagine the situation. Suppose there's a train, so many people are participating in one such bogie. There's a 150-year-old person and his 25-year-old son, they're also sitting, and other side actually husband, wife, two kids are there. So the train is about to move. It started moving. After some time it started moving. This 25-year-old son looked into the mirror and he was so excited and talked to his father, see dad, actually the sun is coming with us, actually the trees are moving actually with us. When the train going fast, it appears as trees are moving, sun is also traveling with us. He was so excited and sharing. There are two couple and kids who are sitting on the opposite side. They say, if this excitement we see in an 8-year-old kid, 7-year-old kid, we can understand this person is a 25-year-old person and actually he is actually getting excited. Why is this person, is he really mad? That means when we don't know the scenario, it appears as a mad. Now imagine that situation, the 25-year-old person, when he was around 7, 8 year old, he lost his eyes because of some accident that has happened. Then he was aware of sun, trees and everything, but he has not remembered or experienced it. After many years, he underwent operation and finally he was able to travel. And for the first time, after many years, he was observing all of this. Then naturally he will get excited. In the same way, in generally we judge the people who are in our college, in our school, in PG hostel, our family members. Many times we don't know their background story. We don't know what are the sufferings they have undergone. Whatever we consider as a silly, that might be a big problem for them. We don't know their strength, we don't know their weaknesses, we don't know what is their goal and everything. So why to judge? Remember the rights approach, they have a right to be whatever they are. So we are all different. Just because something easy for me may not be easy for other people, and what is difficult for me, it may be easy for other people. What is easy for them may be difficult to me, and our strengths are different, weaknesses are different, our purpose of life is different, our socio-economic conditions are different. Why do we judge others? Let us we try to understand each other if possible, talk to them good, try spend a good time with them. That creates a beautiful relationship. There is an arm. You should not be a person who is an armchair bureaucrat. No, you should not be. Who is an armchair bureaucrat? Armchair bureaucrat is a person who takes policy decision based on the documents that is available, without based on the documents without considering the realistic aspects. What does it mean? Now, suppose I'm a civil servant. There is a village, 100 families are there. 100 families, 100 homes are there. Now the we have done a survey and we have seen that 50 families are having the toilets. They have a toilet, but the 50 families who do not have the toilet. So what we have done, we have constructed 50 more toilets. Construction of is done. Now what document is saying? 100 family and 100 toilets are there. So this village has become ODF. We have achieved ODF. That is open defecation free status. Okay, given everything is fine. Okay, that's how we taken a decision. But constructing 100 toilets, or having 100 toilet, that doesn't mean that actually they are using the toilet. Some of them have a toilet, but they don't want to use it. They may using it as a puja room. Somebody have a toilet, they were using it as a storage room. Somebody have a toilet but no water connection. They may be still, or somebody just enjoy going for open defecation and they may do it. So having a toilet doesn't mean that actually that is ODF free. So suppose there's a police station, in the last 6 months there is no single case registered. That's what documents say. The most peaceful area in our district. No, just because an FIR is not filed or a police case is not filed, it doesn't mean that they're all living in peace. They may not aware of the law of the land. There may be some fear is created for them so that they are not going to the police station. Our police is not taking an FIR. There may be many other reasons are there. So that is why you should consider the realities also. You should not just believe blindly in the documents that is available, and that is why you need empathy also. As a civil servant, you are not a person who just mechanically implement the rules. If that is to be done, a robot can also do that. You are a human being. You are much more than that. So that's what we did. Vaishnav, did you understand now, armchair bureaucrat? Femina. Oh, there's a Femina. It's some beauty pageant is also there, I think. Femina. Armchair means, depending on the armchair means, there is an armchair. It's a comfortable chair. That means armchair. Normally, that actually literally what we are trying to tell, the person who is sitting aram say in the chair and not going to the groundwork and doing the research, find out the reality. When I'm sitting in a comfortable chair, data will come and you take a decision. They are called armchair bureaucrats. Okay, Sakshi ji. Is there is any IAS without getting coaching become IAS? Of course, there are many people can clear without coaching. There are many people who cannot clear with coaching also. So, like Taylor was an armchair anthropologist. I'm not sure about Taylor whether he was using armchair or not. They may lack empathy and compassion because when you don't know the realities, actually, they may have it. So now observe this image. So now A will tell, see, I can clearly see it is a 6 actually, and you are saying 9. Do you have any common sense? And B will tell, array, I can clearly see it is a 9 and you are telling it is a 6. Do you have any common sense? So whether A is right or B is right, A is right from his perspective. B is right from his perspective. When we as an outsider we look, it looks us to in a different way. So just because I am right, it doesn't mean that other person is wrong. Both of us can be right actually. And that is why these are all concepts are important in real life actually. Sometimes you argue with your parents, your father, mother, and somebody. Again, as I said, somebody say marriage is right, marriage is wrong, and somebody say government job I should do, somebody say I want to become a farmer actually. If somebody was say that I want to become farmer, somebody say I want to become private, private job is good for our life actually. Another say government job is good, another say being a farmer is good. Then can we say who is right? No, all may be right from their own perspectives. So compassion is an active attempt. It is an active attempt to alleviate the sufferings of others. It is a response to the sufferings of others that motivate a desire to help. Suppose I'm helping poor people. Just because I'm helping poor people, it will not become compassion. So I should have a desire to help them. So when we understand the other problem through their perspective, we'll get a desire to help. And that is compassion. And for sympathy and empathy also, you should add a few quotes that is from the Brainy quotes. And these statements are also taken from there. If we have no peace, it is because we have forgotten that we all belong to each other. When we know that we all belong to each other, we mutually care, show the care, concern with each other, and we help the other people who are in difficulty, everything. Then that is compassion will come automatically. The purpose of human life is to serve and show compassion and will to help others. These are the opinions of few authors. If you want others to be happy, practice compassion. Now, when we help others, they will be happy. So, if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. As a human beings, we have a biological needs like food, water, sleep, sex, and everything. In the same way, there is also a psychological need that we want to get respect from the society. We want to get self-respect, everything, and that is possible when we help others. So if you want you to be happy, practice compassion. If you want others to be happy, practice compassion. So like this, you have to keep practicing, learn, and remember, and can use it in there. depending upon the context. So this also we have discussed. Apathy is indifference, sympathy is awareness, empathy is experience, compassion is an action. Clear? Now there are some homeworks actually, for to you based on this today's context. Along with the 6 sessions, the video suggestion we have given, one is TN session we have given actually, that you have to know about him, and then Prashant Nair you have to know, an IAS officer from Kerala cadre. If you type Prashant Nair and TED Talk, you will get a 17 minutes, 15 to 17 minute speeches actually. So there are two TED Talks that he has given. So you may consider listening to him. And if you search few more research, actually, he is a very good example for compassion. And there are some projects that he has come across, like Compassionate Kozhikode project. So Kozhikode, which is also called Kochikode or other pronunciation, which is one of the districts in Kerala. And to know what is this, I can tell, but if I tell you, you don't do some research actually. Ethics should not end after our 15 session is over. It should become a practice to you. You have to do some work also after the class. That is why we are not giving. So please watch that. You will get a very good concept. See, that's what, when you listen to them directly from the horse's mouth, you will have a better clarity. Operation Sulaimani. Sulaimani is name of the drink which is popular in the Malabar region of Kerala, and from that there is a concept. To know what is it, you have to know. And Prashant Nair TED Talk, please consider watching. He will also talk about Mahatma Gandhiji's talisman, what is compassion for him and everything. So consider watching. So TED Talk. So first thing, this is a these talks are organized by a non-profit, not-for-profit association, which is based in the USA and Canada. Initially, they started focusing on technology, entertainment, and design. Okay, TED, technology, entertainment, and design. Now this platform gives opportunity for the people who have an experience and achievement in the diverse sections, and so that they will go and they expresses their opinion. So we are discussing from a civil servant perspective, but if you go to TED Talk, and some, by keeping the TED Talk rules and regulation, there are independently also people can organize, which is called as TEDx talks. And there are hundreds of videos are there actually, which are relevant to the UPSC, not only for ethics. There are experts who will come and talk about power, solving poverty, modernization of agriculture, animal husbandry, Bitcoin, relationships. So many things are there. You can select and listen to them, whichever you feel appropriate. Okay, so hope you'll do it, and make some promise actually, some people, so that it develops a bit more obligation, so that you promise to watch this video before you attend tomorrow's class. Okay, Veninder is promising. Femina is promising. We'll see. Vaishna is promising. Samiksha, Vedasri, Lakshmi. Everyone in majority have ethics. It is as we grow, we lose our conscience. We may have conscience, but sometimes our difficulties, the unable to face the challenges, and these things may make unethical. So we have many others to promise was to was this Lakshmi, Vedasri, Chandrasekhar, Aniket, Kirti, Navya, Jansi Rani, Karthi, Kumkum. Avani, sir, what do we have to promise? Avani, are you really listening to our class? After listening to whole Ramayana, you are asking what is the relationship between Rama and Sita. Okay, no problem. So, what is the proper way to remember and recall the learnings? So, if we learn anything new, we are expected to revise everything within the 24 hours generally. Suppose if I learn sympathy, empathy, compassion, or some national parks, anything that I study, in the next 24 hours, at least once we need to revise. Then there is no strict rules, but many people say, for example, second revision can be in 7 days, and then 21 days, the third revision, and then once in a 3 months. In this way, if you are revising, finally we need to revise some days actually, like 7 days, 21 days, 3 months. So if we read everything, and you should tell your mind which is important. One way to tell that is actually, is recalling again and again. When you are recalling again and again, your mind thinks that, oh, this person is thinking again and again. That means it is important to this person. Let me remember. It cannot understand positive, negative. For example, if I tell, I will give you some next 30 seconds. Okay. Now listen to me carefully. You can do anything in the next 30 seconds, but you should not imagine, okay, in front of you, you should not imagine a pink elephant. You can do anything, but don't imagine the pink elephant. Pink color elephant should not come in front of you in your mind. You can do anything else without except imagining the pink elephant. Sir, what does the red elephant bull you are recalling? What does the Saint Thomas Aquinas wants us to do with four cardinal virtues? Apply each of all, and I don't understand what he wants to convey. Yes, he wants to. He has given some values that you have to follow in your life. It is up to you what do you do with them. He says that if you follow those four values, you will get happiness. पहले तो वही imagine किया sir. So that's what happened. When we tell not to do, also it will remember. In the same way, for example, I want to forget somebody. In normally happen. I should not think about her. I have to forget her. Forget her. No. If I say I want to forget her or him, we will be recalling again. So brain only telling that that word is being repeated. So I need to remember again. So if I want to forget, rather than telling that what I have to forget, what I want to do. Tomorrow I have to study. Tomorrow I want to go to park. So give only the positive statement. So rather than telling I have to forget her, I have to remember whom that I should tell, that I need to tell. Imagine pink elephant, Prithvi. Okay, sir, how can't stop thinking about pink elephant? It sounds so cute in imagination. So that's why. So it's all about giving instructions to your mind. So I have one suggestion, sir. If you do meditation at least 30 minutes per day, we can get more memory power, and also we always try to less talking. That is your opinion, Lakshmi. If somebody agrees, they can follow. Okay. So this is an homework. Prashant Nair, please do it. So imagine, okay, why I said that pink elephant, hope you understood. Whenever you are telling, you are giving instruction to your mind, don't give negative instruction like what you should not do. Instead of tell what you should do. Suppose tomorrow you have to wake up at 4 o'clock. Array, actually, I should tell that yes, I may have to wake up at 4 o'clock. It will happen. I should not wake up late. Actually, I should not become late for office and all. So don't give negative statement. Actually, give positive statement. So another person that you have to know again, once again, the information is available in internet. Videos are available. Is Salu Marada Timmakka. Timmaka is her name. Salumaram is rows of trees that you can see here actually, the rows of trees. She is the recipient of Padma Shri Award and she is a common woman actually who is known for planting more than 8,000 trees. So Timmaka married to a person and for some years in their marriage life, after some years, they were not having any kids. So there are some people who started criticizing them for not having the kids and they wanted something to focus. So when they are thinking, I should not focus about other people say, no, I should not worry that I don't have a kids actually. Rather than that, they told what we have to do now in the remaining time. Every time when we come home in our free work, we are always remembering that we don't have a kids, others are discriminating or something. We should not actually spend our precious time on this. We need to spend something else. So they started sowing the seeds, taking care of the plants and everything. They many times walk kilometers so that they can pour the water, everything. Sowing the seed may be easy, planting the tree may be easy, but taking care of them for years is may not be easy. But they were able to do that, and she is known for, she did not planted some trees so that they will give a fruit later or get money back actually in the future. No, for the society she has done selfless service. And it was not easy task to planting them, taking care of them till they become older, make sure that I know nobody is misusing this, cutting this and everything requires a perseverance and living a simple life. So Salu Marada Timmaka, know about her actually. So there are many great people. She is also called as Tree Mother. People call her as Tree Mother. So another person, hope you remember. Have you watched any videos related to Jadov Payeng? As we discussed earlier, he is from Assam. His complete name is Jadav Molai Payeng, and there is a Molai forest in Assam which is named after this person. And he is known for perseverance, concern for environment, and one person who is created worked for 30 years and created more than 1,000 acres of forest. Another suggestion is Dashrath Manji. As you remember, see, you can also see in this image the road that he has built actually. So, worked for 22 years to make a road. That is actually earlier people who has to travel for 55 kilometers. Now the distance has reduced to 15 kilometers, and thanks to the effort of Dashrath Manji. So, is an example for perseverance. He's an example for compassion. So depending upon the context in which it is asked, actually, you can use these examples. The mountain belongs to the nature, and we call it as a government. Yes, there were proposals to build a road actually, but they were not doing because of the lack of funds, and he did it. Okay, friends. So as we, if we start the new topic, it will be in the middle. So in the morning batch we have discussed one topic actually. Like before we go to this next topic, actually we'll start this small topic that was discussed in the morning batch and which is not discussed here. Some student has asked this question: is watching porn ethical and legal actually? So what is your view on this actually? Is watching porn ethical or legal, or unethical or illegal? What is your take on this? Is it legal? Is it ethical? If somebody who is taking a stand as unethical or illegal or legal, please give your explanation also. For a few next 8 minutes, I'm opening this chat public so that others are also listening or observing. So those who say it is legal or ethical, or especially ethical or unethical, give your perspective. If you say it is wrong, actually, what is wrong? Why exactly it is wrong? Now imagine you are a parent, you are a father or mother, actually you are a parent, and you observe that your 14-year-old son is watching porn. Then what do you do? So you are a parent, or in general you can give your opinion on this watching porn, or even you as a parent, if you see that your 14-year-old son is watching porn, what do you do? Legal for personal use only, according to Vivek, as long as it is not CP. What is this CP, not CP? Consensual before recording. It depends on the person who is watching. 18 plus, it is legal age. For adults, it is legal. At least the child is not going to bear in a child. Slap him. As a parent, what will you do if a 14-year-old son is actually watching? You slap. But will it that solve the problem? Now, Priyanshu, or generally, if suppose, okay, as a father, I'll go and slap him. Is that is a solution? Now, whether after that will this so-called my son, will he stop watching porn from tomorrow? So it creates addiction and objectifies the woman. That is why it is unethical, according to one of aspirants. It corrupts the mind and drives the people's expectations. So people start treating their partners as a sex objects in the most cases. So I feel it is unethical or unethical. At least the child is not going to bear a child. Okay, for adults it is legal, it is restricted. For sure it is unethical because it is having an actually bad impact on the children digital. It is not bad unless it doesn't influence, it vary from one person to one person. It corrupts the mind. Watching it is legal, but getting addicted to it is unethical. I think it is a personal choice. So I'm just reading the others' comments. So yeah, you can also go through that. Just last 30 seconds, then I'll tell my, or a few seconds, then I'll tell my opinion. I tell him that it is wrong. So will he listen? Okay, so few comments may be restricted automatically. So use better words to when you express this, Chandrasekhar. Not illegal, not unethical, because it is failing for lust is unethical, and this encourages to watch. If the child is watching it, it is because of the wrong knowledge he got it. Okay. Good perspectives you can observe, people are coming with the different reason. Yeah, even when you say wrong, it is again saying wrong is not correct or wrong, but what is the logic that you are telling something is wrong, that is also important actually. If HM is ethical and legal, then P is also ethical. P, we understood. What is this H and M? I will talk to him like a friend and frankly explain why it is not appropriate. So Vaishna, so tell me why it is not appropriate for him. P may refers to porn in that context. It is washed out of the liberty. Okay, okay, good. Okay, friends. Now listen to me. Okay, please listen to me. Then I'll take your opinion and any doubts that you are having. So definitely there is no one consensual or one exact opinion that can be applied throughout India and for all the people. Now, first, coming to the law of the land, what it says actually, watching a porn in the public places is illegal. If somebody is watching in a public, bus station, railway station, or in any of these public places, it is illegal. So you should not watch it. It will be a public indecency. And storing, downloading, and sharing the child pornography is illegal. Generally, if any of these content where then actors are less than 18 years, actually, if we have that content downloaded, having that, or sharing it with other people and all, considered to be illegal. Now, these are the specific points are there. Then, keeping this in the mind, watching this actually in a personal place, personal space of a person may not be illegal. So, it is not illegal. Now coming whether it's a right or wrong, now coming to the question of ethics, definitely it is subjective. I of course don't want you to make any opinion, but think about it, what is the problem that it creates and all. Now as a teenagers, when the people come to 13, 14 years of age, they will get a curiosity to know actually what is happening. There are so many changes happening in their body, physically, psychologically, and they don't know how to deal with that. They cannot share it with actually parents, teachers and all. Whatever they are undergoing, the curiosity they are having, or their body, mind, chemicals wants them to do so many things, but they don't know how to do with actually or deal with them. Friends, they may not have the sufficient knowledge because of their same age. So that is why one of the thing that many people now, because there is an access to many people, they watch porn. Now, what are the some negative impacts of watching the porn? First thing. So usually a boy or a girl, now both of them may watch actually. Suppose for a, thinking from a boy's perspective, whenever a person watches this actually porn, of course, sometimes they masturbate and fulfill their sexual desire. And after some days, they may watch a porn, they may watch a porn. Somebody who started at the 14, 15, by the age of 25, this person have watched hundreds of videos, and another hundreds of different videos are watched. Now every time your brain is programmed to watch different people, different people, different people. Please listen to this, then we'll take your points actually. Please, okay, then I'll take it. So when your mind is actually go on watching the different person, when you married and you have to stay with the same partner, because our brain is programmed to think different perspective. Many people feel that they are not able to do whatever, their brain is programmed for diversity, but your same partner, they may not be getting the sexual feelings. Some people may find it, comfortable to watch porn, masturbate and fulfill sexual desire rather than actually having the sex. Then you are doing injustice to your partner. So another issue, when you watch porn actually, and there is a uh, whatever that is shown in some movies, we know that it is not real. For example, there's a movie called Magadira. One hero can actually kill the 100 people. Now when we discuss with other people, talking to other people, we know that it is not real. One person, no matter how much the body and martial arts, we may beat 2 3 people, not 100 people. We know that whatever everything that is shown in the movie is not real. But in the same way, as a porn, we don't discuss with other people whatever that is shown, it may not be real. It may be edited, cut, or some under the influence of some medicines, it can be done. But we compare their body videos with our bodies, and many times we feel inferior because whatever the different organs that we are having, size, shape, and everything may not be matching. We also develop a wrong expectation about partner and about their whatever they are, and when it is not matching with the reality about the different shape, size, performance, everything, we feel that something is lacking. Whatever that is shown may not be the real, but we develop a wrong opinion about how it is actually naturally it is there, and everything that create a problem. And some of the titles in this website can be a misleading. For example, a mother having a relation with son, father having a relation with daughter, siblings having a relation. When teenager watches this, and he or she may not be able to differentiate what is right and wrong, all this can be create to the problem. Now, what is the solution for this? Actually, not banning the porn or something which is difficult, not even advisable. So it's all about giving proper sex education to them. The first stage of sex education should be given to the children when they are at the age of 4 5. Many of the times they face sexual abuse when they are age of 3 4 5 year old also. We should tell them what is good touch, what is bad touch, and if somebody is touching badly, how should they respond, whom they have to tell, and how it should be addressed. We need to teach them. When they come to the 13 14 years, we should tell them scientifically. We should do in fact study about this. What is pornography, what is masturbation, what is love actually, what is breakup, what are the changes which are happening during the love, what is breakup, how to overcome the breakup, everything. Whether we use a plus b whole square in our real life or not, we don't know. But most of us, they undergo this actually. We know, we hear, we observe, but there is no scientific explanation. So we need to study scientifically and should give that information. We should talk about entire anatomy, physiology, once again sexual relationship, what are all the things that can happen in the premarital sex also. Now, right and wrong, let them decide. But what happens? Suppose if a boy and a girl, when they decided to have physical relationship before the marriage, and suppose it lead to pregnancy, if there is a failure of contraceptive method, how they want to respond? They may not know. If she is not getting her periods, what she has to do? Or after a few days into this, suppose in some couples it may happen that initially they both may be interested. After some time, suppose if boy start losing interest, if girl develop more interest towards this boy, then how do they deal with them? So all of this has to be studied scientifically. We need to analyze them. We should talk to the people who have experienced this and make a data, and we should give that information to them. Let them decide. Now, based on that available complete knowledge, whether they should go to love or not, whether they should involve in the relationship or not, what are contraceptive methods or something, all this we need to give them. And we cannot stop, about the information. Rather than giving false information, it is that we cannot stop information to reach them. Information is available everywhere, and that is why as a parents, as a teacher, we have to give scientific information. So these are the positives of this, negatives of this. Let them decide what they want to do. So overall, it is lead to the sex education. As a parent, when you see this 14-year-olds and watching porn, if you know about it, actually explain to them what is this wrong, right and wrong, or take them to the counseling. They will explain, so that that person is know about what they are doing, what are the consequences, and what is the healthiest and ethical way to fulfill the sexual desire. So that is an initiation. Go further and try to know more about it actually. So as far as the class, it's over now. If you have any doubts, you can ask. The more you restrict the sites actually, so sex education is a need of the hour. Give harsh punishment to him. So Rohini, no, giving harsh punishment will not solve the problem. Giving education may solve the problem. Do you agree with it now, or do you still feel that giving harsh punishment may help actually? Stop treating it as a taboo. And yeah, that's what many of now, sometimes when we start speaking, some of you also feel uncomfortable to listen to these words only. So there is nothing wrong in talking about it. It is something being natural. Later we just need to know again, the scientifically we need to know what it is. See, the watching porn will not affect anybody's orientation. Orientation is a different perspective. And so, by just by watching porn, somebody who is heterosexual may not become homosexual, or homosexual will not become heterosexual. Although porn has exploited the very essence of our culture and society, although some people in other society consider it as a taboo also. It will destroy physical and mental. The people of watcher and currently laid to the problem of depreciation. Okay. Answer yes or no. Only does you stop stealing the sleepers from the temple. Mm, forest man slide. Somebody want to know. Okay. Is class over? Can I go because I'm very angry? Yes, officially class is over. Now we are taking only doubts. So those who want to leave, please. Children get molested and assaulted at young age, but if they get in relationship or get physical willingly, society doesn't accept it. Um, So these are all the class for today. Hope this was beneficial for you. And please go through the topics that we have discussed. Complete the homeworks that is given to you. We'll meet tomorrow with much more information. Sir, ethics is so important. Then why government use it in the third or fifth class only? So Karthik, actually there is also a problem with that. Now we will, at the third class, at the fifth standard, fourth class, and everything. Now we say ethics actually, and we'll also tell it is a situation specific, but the students who are in the third, fourth, fifth, can they really understand what do we mean by situation specific? There are many educational institutions are definitely trying to introduce, but suppose we say we should always speak truth, can we say that? No. And sometimes you lie, but for a child to differentiate where to tell the lie, where to tell the truth, analyzing consequences may be very challenging. So we just teach them a plus b whole square, and they never know where to use it, so that we are happy. So, kids, do we have to teach? Actually, yes, we need to teach, but we need a better methods too, actually, and it is not as easy as. Yes, Arti, please, you can leave. Is it affect health? Which one will affect the health actually? So, like anything that addiction is a problem, anything is too much is a problem. Otherwise, actually, it may, if somebody is not addicted, and if they analyze, the individual should analyze what is the impact on that person, and that person has to decide whether it's right or wrong. So porn has exploited the very essence of our culture and society, although some people in the other societies consider it as a taboo also. So we cannot say I personally do, it has exploited, or exploited very essence of our culture and society. No, every culture keep undergoing changes. So I don't think it has exploited. It has brought changes. Any last one or two sentences? Okay. So thank you all. So these are all the class for today. Hope that today's class was beneficial for you. If you have any doubts, issues, or concern, tomorrow we'll start with your doubts and issues. So we'll discuss them. So thank you for your cooperation. Thank you.